Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. And I even prepped tomorrow's show. You just can't even make this stuff up, guys. I can't. You can't even make this stuff up. At this point, oh my God. And then people wonder why I say certain things, why. God. You just can't make this up. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, are we even surprised? Are we even surprised with these Dolphins? I mean, man, I flew back to my house to try to catch this because I just couldn't. I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe. I was like, no, this didn't happen, right? We didn't just got rid of another DC or you know why you just you see what I mean? You see how upset it is. In case you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, what in the world am I talking about? Very simple, very easy. I want to go ahead and just let you guys know if you don't already know, the Miami Dolphins have officially parted ways with Vic Fangio, our DC defense coordinator. And you see, I didn't even I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother to let me. I didn't even bother to to change this. I literally was getting ready for tomorrow's show, which you guys know I am going to be uploading and I'm gonna be actually what do you call it? Doing the end of the season review for the defense. Obviously, all of this was gonna be part of what I was gonna talk about. I was not expecting this to happen the way that it did. But this just goes to show how dysfunctional this team is. Shout out to everybody coming in. Do me a favor, please hit that like button for me because we need to discuss this. This is just this is what gets me frustrated about this team. And you know what? Shout out to Shake Money. Shout out to Shake Money. My McDaniel can't be the defensive staff. Mm. I heard the same thing about other coaches, but we're not gonna say nothing because at the end of the day, we all know the truth, ladies and gentlemen. We know the truth. We know the truth. And it's just so frustrating. And it's like what else can you do as a fan? You know what I mean? What else can you do as a fan? We're here. Um but the truth is people can't handle the truth. People cannot handle the truth. This is a systematic issue we have with this flipping team. And this what pisses people off. And you know what? I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%. Why? Because again, people can't handle the truth. They cannot handle the truth. Look at this. This is too tiny for me. But I'm going to try to read it for you guys. A statement from Mike McDaniel just came out maybe 25 minutes ago, guys. I want to thank Vic for his contributions in 2023. When we assessed the season, it became apparent that this was the best path forward for all parties involved. Now we turn our focus to 2024 and beyond with urgency as we identify the best candidate to lead our defense moving forward. We remain steadfastly committed to the development of our players and to build a winning team with sustained success. Can, can anybody read what I just read? Can you see what I just saw? Because I feel like it's not me, ladies and gentlemen. And in case you're wondering why we're doing this, I didn't even get a chance to like prep my show or anything properly. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't even make this up. We could not have a coaching carousel like this. No, no, no. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me gather myself. Let me gather myself because now I'm just. Let me gather myself. Because right now, this is. This, thank you, Bebop. Thank you for all of you guys. Thank you for all of you guys. Shout out to Shake Money, man. Oh, you don't even know how much we needed this. You don't even know how much we needed this. Thank you. You literally don't even know. You can't even make this up. Like, is this a Super Bowl move, ladies and gentlemen? Is this a Super Bowl move? Is this a Super Bowl move? Is this what a Super Bowl team does? So DC's coming. So so cold DC is coming. Oh my God! Please don't tell me that because you know Miami Dolphins are notorious in doing this. You know what? I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this because I need you guys to help me out with this. I, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous because I'm gonna drop the link real quick. I want to hear from you guys as well. This is ridiculous because I said it. Anybody else smell a scapegoat? Anybody else smells a scapegoat? Because that's what I'm seeing right now. I am seeing a scapegoat. Somebody who's being scapegoated. Why? Because at the end of the day, we didn't get to where we needed to go. And where were we looking to go, ladies and gentlemen? Super simple. The Super Bowl. But you know who held this team the entire season? Even implementing a new defense with personnel you just got because you just came in your first year, Vic Fangio. Like this is This is ridiculous right now. This is ridiculous. And now I'm hearing all these ridiculous names with Brandon Staley coming in, Robert Sala. You guys are missing the point, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are straight up missing the point. The point is that the Miami Dolphins right now is doing what we couldn't afford to do, which is a half rebuild. This is what we're doing. If you guys can't see that, this you can forget it, ladies and gentlemen. You can. I just can't even. Is this you? Is this
Yes,
you in here?
yes, yeah. Sorry. Oh, yeah,
Because
I'm sorry.
I need to raise my volume because some of us can't hear you because you're so soft spoken. But I'm gonna go ahead and raise this. Shout out to Bebop with the $2 donation, man. You have no idea how much we needed this, so thank you, Bebop, for that $2 donation. Really, guys, even $2, it does make a difference. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Miss Finch. The rats are jumping the ship.
I'll be right back. I will be right
Yeah,
back. Like 20 seconds. I'll be right back.
fine. Really, I just you can't. Three DCs. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Didi. Didi knows what I'm talking about. Three DCs in 3 years, essentially. Because everybody wants to tell me how Brian Flores was a DC. No, he was a head coach, but he was a defensive head coach. So I get what you mean. But this is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. This is ridiculous. Because now this is what you have. You have a second year head coach with an offense that, hey, we did that today. God, I can't even. I am trying to hold this together right now because you can't even make this up. Today, we went through this. We talked about the end of the season offense. Oh, this offense was so great. Oh, number wise, this offense was so amazing. We talked about Tua yesterday. We did. Oh, this offense was phenomenal. I can't wait to do tomorrow's show. Oh my God. And this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen, because you're gonna get fans out there that are, you know what, we gotta stay positive, whatever, and I get it. You know me. I always try to look at the bright side, always. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how good you are, how much you you think you are. What the heck is the point of having all these stats? And I don't know how many times I have to tell you, who cares about stats if you can't get to the big game? Key example, the most mediocre team this season, Kansas City Chiefs, sucked this season. They still managed to get 11 games, get into the playoffs, and guess what? Right now they're in the AFC Championship game. On the road, but they're still there. Again, for the sixth straight year. You had an offense literally like their backs are hurting how much they were carrying this team. And when we needed this amazing offense, right? Oh, this look at what we're ranked number 2 overall. This offense, where where was this offense when we needed the 7 points? Everybody want to climb up how ooh, the defense didn't hold back nobody. The defense couldn't hold nobody. Huh? Where was the offense to help? What's up, Finseti? Help me out here because I can't. My throat's hurting. I need some water.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
I'm
I just
just
wanted to make sure I have the right volume because you don't need these little. Listen,
don't
you
do
you
it. Don't do it.
listen, listen,
Don't do it.
listen.
Girl, we're about to fight. Don't even. Because
I'm going to do it.
don't, don't.
What did you expect? When it comes to this team,
This team.
we
This
can't have
team, bro.
nice things.
You
We can't keep
can't
nice
make
things.
this up, bro.
We can't have nice things. We can't keep nice things. We can't sustain nice things. Nice things and us are not synonymous. Good coaching and us is not synonymous. When's the last like no? This is and from what I'm hearing because I was listening to TD, so I wanted to be clarified that this is not from me personally. It's from what he's heard. Is that Vic basically wanted to leave because of our cap situation, and we wouldn't be able to bring in the personnel to make his defense work. So he said, before this falls on me anymore, I'm out. And allegedly, he's going to Philly. And for some odd reason, I saw something on what's the name? And this is crazy because we got players liking the post. We got players literally kicking rocks. Hopefully, they don't break a toe or nothing like that. But this is the dysfunction. Why were we even on Hard Knocks? Like, where was this part on Hard Knocks? Who was the part of editing to block all this stuff out? Because this is this is literally
You can't make
outrageous.
this up. You can't make
People
this
say
up.
they don't want the head coach, and they were like, "Okay, we'll keep the head coach and let go to DC." Who approving DC? And now people are saying they want to bring in potentially Staley. Uh, no,
And
no.
Sala, if he gets fired.
Okay, I'm not bad on Salah. I'm not bad on Salah. Salah
No,
has
no, 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 no. But my
sustained
point is, he ain't
good
even
defenses.
fired. He ain't even available.
Yeah, but still, he had a roster in LA. He had a roster of Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James. I mean, he was on and off the field and all that, but it wasn't like he was without talented, all pro weapons. And we saw that defense was getting tore up from the floor up like butter. So I'm not a Staley enthusiast. I don't know where we go from here.
I couldn't even. Yo,
Hopefully we
literally,
don't switch.
legit. Look at me. I'm literally writing tomorrow's scripts,
I gotta
and
do
I
now.
can't.
I gotta do research. I didn't even expect to have to do research this early. We're not even in the off season yet. But I guess there's this
We're not.
coaching
This isn't even the
carousel.
off season. This is the end of the season. All season don't start to the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Okay, so you know what? Now that we've
Oh
gotten our
my god! And you know what? I'm
overreaction
not.
out the way.
If I'm Fangio,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Because I
We
need to
still
say this.
okay, go ahead, go
I'm
ahead, go
not
ahead.
even surprised from Vic Fangio. Let me
Mhm.
explain. We got no cap. We're in cap hell. We gotta pay Tua now. We need a middle linebacker. We need depth in the secondary. We got X with the groins that we still don't even know what they're gonna end up doing.
Mhm.
Ramsey is the only shining bright that we have if you really take a look at it. The young players we have, they still need to be developed. We still need players for what he needed in his system so he can maximize those players. Fine, whatever. But it's like every single time we get an opportunity to establish something, this is what we do. Why would Vic Fangio stay? This is a hot mess of an organization who was being carried entirely by the defense, working miracles. Literally, the defense was the most injured all season.
Mhm.
This man is out here flipping like all of this to try to make it happen. And then it's like, oh, it's the defense fault because the defense just they were being moved up and down and up and down and they were, oh my god, up and down, right, up and down. The best defense in the league allowed 17.8 points per game. We allowed 6 more points than that. 2 field goals more than the best team in the league in defense, by the way, on average this season. I haven't even gone in deep because that's the whole point of my show tomorrow morning. What is this man supposed to do? And I said this when we play versus Kansas City. What does the defense got to do now? They're stopping you, giving you opportunities. How many games have I shown you guys the opportunities time and time again for this defense to do what they did with literally undrafted guys? Nobody's. And they were able to make miracles with everybody literally dropping like flies. And this offense can't even do it when you need it. I don't care about, oh my God, we're in top 10. For what? We're in the couch. We're in the couch. Why would he stay? We don't got no money for nobody new to run it back in players that we're not even gonna get till middle of the season next year. Now I'm done with my rant. Go ahead, cause
Okay. So now that we have gotten our frustration out and we have to deal with the fact that our defensive quarter we can't have no continuity. Dang it, this coaching staff is a turn. But you know what? Nope, not gonna do it because they said the same thing about
no,
no. The same people said
no.
the same. Nope, we
Say,
ain't gonna
say
say it.
it,
No,
say
nope,
it, say
nope,
it,
nope.
say
We
it,
ain't gonna say it.
say it, say
No,
it,
no, no.
say
We will
it,
listen. We
say
no,
it,
no, no. We not saying
say it, because
the same
people
thing they said
can't
about the
handle the
offensive
truth.
coordinator. Nope, nope, nope. They said it about the offensive coordinator for another. Nope. Miss Fins, now that we have
Somebody
overreacted,
can't get their defense straight. Ooh.
some listen, here's the thing, right? How about since we can't change it, right? He's gone. Talk to me about how you feel about the players' reaction with Ramsey like in the post about him leaving, and then Javon actually. I mean, it may not be for Fangio, but the timing isn't necessarily the best. But he put a video up of him literally kicking rocks, so saying kick rocks. Like, what does that say to you about the player coordinator relationship?
Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I can't. I don't think I can say it. I don't think I can say it because people can't handle this. Well, really, I'm about to say I just can't
Do you?
because
Do
this
do
this
you?
stems from the head coach.
Yeah, let it all
This
out.
stems from the head coach. When you want to be all buddy buddy, nobody wants to take things serious. You got penalties up and down like we're giving out penalties galore, like if it was free candy. Loose goose on both sides of the offense and defense. The head coach sets the tone for this team. Who do we have?
Mm,
Who do we have?
mm, 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 mm.
Who sets the tone for this team?
Mm.
Vic Fangio's just a DC.
This
Who
is
sets
why.
the tone?
This is why
I
I ask
want to
you
be
these
play.
questions.
I am a player's couch.
I don't feel no passion coming from that locker room and those speeches.
Why would I think about it this way? Why would I give my body for this team when no matter what we do, we gotta not only do defense, now we gotta do offense too, just to compete? Why would I want a hard coach? Why would I want a coach that's old school that's gonna hold me accountable when my head coach doesn't hold anybody accountable?
Hmm. Can I ask you a deeper question?
Go ahead.
What does this tell you about the state of the future of our defense if such a storied defensive coordinator wants out because he knows that we're not going to be able to obtain the assets he needs to run his system
I
or
literally
to
said,
yeah. Go ahead,
I
talk
said
to me.
this off season. Forget next year. We don't got next year. And I told people, and I try to remind people throughout the season, we don't have next year. This is it. This was the pinnacle of a roster we were gonna get. Greer brought in The players he brought in, dangled some carrots, brought in a couple names, brought in a big DC. This was it. This was it. But why would I go to the Titanic and ruin my reputation when I'm being like lambs led to the slaughter with this defense? Why am I gonna stick here? Heck, even he does go to Philadelphia. They were in the Super Bowl. They were in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they had some issues or whatever, and we all know Hurts is hurt, but he still plays through it. Now you got this. Why would I stay in this flipping team if I gotta be the one doing everything? And I'm not doing it. We don't got no money. We don't have and this is the thing, and this is why I fought people. You guys know I'm a defensive girl. I love defense. Jason Taylor, my favorite player of all time, Jason Taylor.
Preach.
My favorite player of all time. Who's next to him? Who else do I have here? Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas. I'm a defensive girl. I, as a defensive girl, understand why Vic Fangio said, I'm out of here. I ain't got no money. I'm telling you, I need players. You're not giving me the players I need. Now I know you're in cap hell and you're focused on who? Wilkins, not Wilkins. My apologies. Because that's it's a whole other issue. Now you focus on what? Oh, we gotta pay. We gotta pay too well. 7 points. We talk smack about the Bills 13 seconds and all that. I'm gonna have to give it to y'all. 7 points. 7 points. 7 points. Now the defense has to not only defense, they gotta also offense as well. Hey, shout out to Fins. Oh man, Fanatic Fear with Larry K. What's up, Larry K? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming through. Yup, this was it. I'm telling you, people do not get it. People don't understand, and this is why. And I saw this all season, guys, because unlike other content creators, we're 365. I do content all year long. We started this channel in the off season, Super Bowl week 2 years ago, and I told you this all season. This is it. This is it. This was the pinnacle. Look at what's happening in the AFC. You're never gonna get a better shot. You telling me Burrow's out? Aaron Rodgers is out? Kansas City playing like garbage?
Herbert was out.
Who
Deshaun
else?
Watson was out.
Deshaun
Herbert.
Watson was out. Herbert was
Herbert.
like, oh God, I forgot about Herbert.
Let
Oh
me
my
count the
God, don't
ways.
tell me this.
Mac Jones sucked.
Oh my God, my Jones sucked. I mean,
Will Levis was the starting quarterback in Tennessee. They couldn't even get that together.
you can't even make this up. Bryce Young being a rookie, you can't even make
Trevor
this up,
Lawrence.
man.
Trevor Lawrence dealing with injuries.
Trevor Lawrence dealing with injury. Girl, you you're literally
Pittsburgh
you,
having a QB
bro.
carousel. They still made the playoffs.
Because
That's
Pickett
crazy.
was injured this entire time.
Uh-huh.
You're telling me
I'm telling you.
this was
I'm
the
telling you.
easiest, the most cake, the most butter you were gonna get.
It wasn't necessarily butter. It wasn't necessarily butter, but it was as buttery as it can get.
Insanity?
It was as
You
buttery.
no. We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna do this right now because I have to get it out. You mean to tell me it wasn't butter? It wasn't that easy? You really mean to tell me? And this flipping schedule, and I'm gonna pull it up. I need to remember what the heck games we played. But you mean to tell me, realistically speaking, with the ones that we lost,
Mm-hmm.
you mean to tell me we couldn't beat Tennessee? I mean, I know what happened, but you mean to tell me we didn't have what it takes to beat Tennessee?
Oh,
Realistically speaking,
We should have. It shouldn't have been
Kansas
close.
City, especially
I
when we
think I
played
think
them.
I think the line was like 9.5, something like that. It was up there. It might have been 14. It was one of those. It was up there. We were
Like,
extreme
what are we?
favorites against Tennessee.
What are we talking about? The most cake, literally coming into this offseason, ladies and gentlemen, the AFC was projected to have one of the toughest, with 10 Pro Bowl quarterbacks. 10. 10. Listen to me, people. 10 Pro Bowl quarterbacks in the conference. NFC sucks. We know this. But in the AFC, 10. This is started to be one of the most brutal, flipping AFC gauntlet that you were gonna go through. What's up,
Hmm.
Tati? Hey, this is Mrs. Bobby Finn's talk from Finn's Talk Sports. How you doing? Hey, I was
Yo,
listening to Bobby and Evan and stuff. Great show earlier, by the way. You guys were helping me out while I was running to my house to get and do this show. So tell Bobby much love. Mwah. But um, but
you want to know?
seriously,
You want to
this
know?
was it.
Yeah,
And
and
now
you
we
know
lose
what's
our
yeah,
DC.
we beat our DC. We won't have pass rushers the first half of the season. We saw what our defense looked without having a pass rush, and our quarterbacks were just back there chilling.
Just literally can't even
Um,
breathe. Can't even breathe right now. No, you don't even understand. You don't even
one side,
understand.
one side of the field has a cornerback. The other side, we already know what to expect when expecting, especially if Cater is going to be the starter. I mean, he could surprise us, but if you have no pass rush, it's not going to do any favors for your secondary. So he knew. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? We had a carousel at the safety position this year. We didn't know if Javon was playing, Deshaun was playing, Brandon. So yeah, he saw the writing on the wall, and to me, that just lets me know that we are in for. Pull up our opponent. Can you pull up our opponents for 2024? I know the opponents are listed. I know the schedule isn't out, but you can see the opponents that we have to face this year.
I have it.
I'm
I already have it. I don't
okay.
even want to pull it up, but I
Um,
will. I will because
Dolphins
we need
2024
to discuss this.
opponents.
This is something that no. I got it. I'm gonna pull it up
Okay.
right now.
Oh, you can pull it up on the screen. Okay,
I
okay,
just have
okay.
it in my other.
Hmm.
Yeah. I have it in. I had it in my other one, so that's why I was like, I'd have to like leave this one because I don't even know where I put it. I think I put it on thumbnails. Or where did
Lord,
I put it?
Lord help us. This is not.
You
Mm-mm.
can't even make this up. You can't even. And then people, this is the thing. People think it's okay, Miss Fins. We got this. You know, we're not. And then they don't even want to come into. They don't even want to pay this. Oh, yeah. You see how I'm like mumbling right now because I'm trying to get it
Hmm.
out, but I know if I get it out, some people, some people, some people, and it's like, uh, love you too, Tati. You guys are awesome over there at the Finns tailgate. I mean, well, them too, but I mean, Finstock Sports Network. Sorry, you see my brain; it's not even here, man. Like at this point, I'm just
Put it in there. All right. Take your time. Deep
you
breath.
can't
Deep breath. Deep breath.
you can't. Let me go. You know what? I got it. Let me go. I think I gotta go to Motivation Monday. That's where I have it. So hold on.
No, that's very motivational. Bills eliminated. That motivates me every
I mean,
single
that
time.
does help. Yeah, I'll give us that. Where did I got it? There it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Okay.
And let me not even. Yo, I didn't even go into because I don't think people can handle. Before I pull this up.
Three,
Before I pull
four,
this up, because
five,
before I pull this
six.
up, hold up, because I know what you're doing. Before I pull this up, I want people to understand something. And I gotta break out my binder clip. I gotta break out my binder clip for this. We have so many decisions to make. We're in cap hell. We're not gonna have this team. Why would I stay if I'm Vic Fangio?
You sounding like him.
Here it is.
Why would you stay?
Why would he stay? Well, defense. Andrew Van Ginkel, free agent. Robert Hunt, free agent. Phillips, 3rd-year contract. We won't see him until half the season. Javon Holland is still dealing with an injury. 3rd-year contract that we're gonna have to figure out. You got, and I'm just going defense. Brandon Jones, our safety, also got over an injury. Free agent. Deshaun Allen, free agent. Needham, free agent. Wilkins, free agent. Uh, Jerome Baker, contract year. He's probably gonna get cut. Devin Long Jr., contract year, he's probably going to get cut. Ogba, probably going to get cut in another contract year. That's just our defense, ladies and gentlemen. And we're already like 60 million over the cap for next year. Without Wilkins, without Tua, it's it's not, oh, you can't even make this up, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't it. Go ahead, because I know what you're about to say. And
Let me
people need to hear
see.
it. People need to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay. So 49ers, playoff team. Buffalo twice, playoff team. Then we go to Browns, playoff team. Green Bay, playoff team. Texans, playoff team. Rams, playoff team. And that's crazy because that's
How
just
many? How
that.
many of those? How many
One,
of those?
two,
I
three.
know. I know.
We got
How
Buffalo
many of
twice,
those?
Buffalo twice, Browns,
That's how many
Green
games
Bay.
now? What is? How many games is that now?
Let me count. Give me 2 seconds. Buffalo twice, Cleveland, Green Bay, Texans, Rams, San Fran. So that's seven. Seven that I count. Seven, yes. And then you have two teams that were borderline in Seattle and Indy who had to win and get in situation.
And Jaguars too, because
And
remember he was
Jaguars, yeah,
injured.
for the
That's
division. Yeah.
10. You can't even make this up.
I don't make it up.
This freaking team, bro.
I make
You
it up.
can't even make this.
I won't
And I
make
have
it
a
up.
whole show. I have a whole show on this on the schedule for next week. We're gonna break this sucker down, and I'd love to have you again up for this. Up for this. But if your goal was just to get to the playoffs and win a playoff game, then I'm telling you right now, then forget it. Forget it. Because one playoff game doesn't do jack for me. And this is the problem. It's easier to move one than 52. It's easier to move one than 52. Stats don't matter if you can't win the big games, ladies and gentlemen. And right here goes to show what I mean by that. Like it or not, it is easier to move one guy than it is 52. I mean, like it or not, I don't. Again, but some people can't handle the truth. They can't. They can't. You can't even.
Thought I put something
You
back.
just. And this is the thing, guys.
What can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I need a water break.
But what does it say about our team if you
Let me go
know
get some ice real quick.
yeah,
Uh, Let me run real quick, and I'm gonna put you on speaker so I can hear you. But I need to get some ice.
okay. Like what does it say about our team if we're talking about the injuries to the quarterback and within the conference and where we played out. I think I mean, personally for me, I think we over, well, I underestimated how competitive we were going to be. I didn't see um us being 11-6 this year. I definitely didn't see that coming. I think I was more. I don't even think I had us, halfway there. Everything she can tell you, but I think this just goes back to band-aiding things. This organization keeps trying to put quick fixes and band-aids over things instead of having something that we can say we can grow and sustain and build. And that's the one thing that we have not had is continuity within the coaching realm of our organization and also personnel. And this is why we keep doing and going through the same things. You see where top teams are able to, hold on to their OCs and DCs for multiple years, before they, go off, to become head coaches and stuff like that. And some maybe because they were overlooked, or maybe some just because they understood that they were in a good situation and just wanted to keep winning at that time and keep learning. We as an organization need to figure out the solution to that. And we also need people who are going to be competitive, like seeing guys like on the phone just chilling. Like you need to be focused. Like where is the coaching up of these things? Like you like I even watching Hard Knocks, I never felt as if this team had any direction. And that's what I kind of more got from watching Hard Knocks. It just never felt like a unit. It kind of felt like, okay, we're going through this season, we're winning. Then we had to deal with some losses, but there was never really like a fire after a loss. There was never like this. We got to get this back. We got to knuckle down. We got to tone in. We got to focus and make sure that we win the next week. And granted, I think for the longest time we didn't go where we lost consecutive games, which was great. But you lose three straight in the most critical part of your season. So I
Why
am
would
at.
why would I stay? Why would I stay? Why would I stay? A sinking ship. I just saw somebody comment on my short.
Hmm?
Um, that breaking news. I did a short. Like literally, I had to like run outside
Mhm.
and just give the breaking news because I just couldn't believe I heard this. And it was like Vic is leaving a sinking ship. Are we not a sinking ship?
We worse than a sinking ship. We're a sinking ship that doesn't know it's a sinking ship. It's
Oh,
worse
like
than
good
that.
enough, but
We
not to be good enough.
No, we're the people on the Titanic who were sitting inside telling the
Like
staff
it's not
that we want
this first of all life.
that we
That's never
want
happened.
tea brought to our room once the whole thing gets situated. Like I don't know how familiar you are with the Titanic, but that's what we are. We are we are the aristocrats who were sitting,
Appreciate
and then when the
I
water
needed
comes
some
in, and they're
ice
like what's going on?
because
I think you're frozen.
I'm
Hold on one second.
like I'm like steaming right now. I'm so indictment on Greer. This is an indictment on my. Oh, I don't know where she went. Oh man, come back! But this is what we were told. My McDaniel wanted Vic Fangio. We got Vic Fangio. This man worked miracles. Literal. You can't even make this up. You can't even make this up. Literal miracles this man was making. And it's like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to, as a fan base? What are we supposed to see? Are we really all in, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think this is being all in? This doesn't seem like being all in to me. Like, this you like, I don't even know. On It's so much. It's so much. Like, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question now. Where do we go from here, defense wise?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Where do we go from
Ye-
here, defense wise?
Yeah.
Well, first you got to find a defensive coordinator, a competent one, not one that's just going to be a yes man, but someone who's competent at doing their job. Um, and then you have to figure out how you are going to fill some of these holes that we are going to have. Obviously, we're losing one of the leaders, potentially. I don't, that's what everyone thinks that, Christian is walking. Um, so yeah, you gotta fill that void. And I mean, at the end of the day, you can't say die at the end of the day, these guys are going to go out and try to do their job and stuff. But you got to try to see how much you can hold pat until what's the name. This team is going to have to really depend on its offense. We might be in a couple shootout situations. And what's the name? I mean, I don't
I'm
know what
sorry.
type
Did
of.
you say depend on this offense?
I mean, what are we going to do? Depend on the defense to get stopped? Who like right now with the roster that we think we're going in with next year? Who are we stopping? Like real talk. Like I'm just saying, like that's where we go until we can get. If you don't have any pass rush, the trenches is where it's at. You're losing one of your guys, you know, and Christian, Chubb and Jalen won't be back until maybe mid-season if we're lucky. Like I don't want to write off their recovery. We don't know when they're gonna come back, right? But big ups to y'all. Keep grinding, keep working, try to get back um in the timely manner to where you can finish out the season for us. We don't want you to come back just to get re-injured or anything like that. But people are saying X could be gone, so now we already know what the secondary looks like with a person on the other side of Jalen Ramsey. We're not going to, necessarily throw people underneath the bus, but we know what it is. I mean, if that guy can develop and be better, then that would be great for us. But for me, we got to figure out what we're going to do in the trenches because right now there's a hole. Is Raekwon going to be able to step up? We don't know, right? I mean, we're going to have to see. You feel me? Is Hand going to be out there? I mean, we're going to have to see what the depth chart is going to look like before we can even think about where we go. But yeah, I mean, I guess it starts with finding a defensive coordinator that wants to come into this dysfunctional situation. And what's the name? And I mean, you might just get a guy who's saying, you know what? I just want an opportunity. And who knows? I mean, who knows what could happen? I mean, it doesn't look bright for us. It doesn't look bright, but I'm going to
Why
hold
does it
out.
gotta be us
I'm
though? Why does it
I'm
gotta
gonna
be
I'm gonna
us?
hold out
Why
on the
can't we be
tequila
like the
for now.
Steelers?
What?
Why can't we be like the Steelers that have some sort of longevity, man?
Because
Some
we're not
continuity.
because we are not committed to going through the muddy growth pains. We want it to all be quick fixes. Everything, like I said, is a band-aid situation. Put a band-aid on this, put a band-aid on that, put a band-aid on this, overpay for this, overpay for that. Try to get this flashy thing, try to get that next flashy thing. Keep the fans in the seats, keep them buying merch, and we'll be fine. Be 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 second in the AFC East to where the fans think that maybe next year it's your year. even though you understand that Tom Brady and the Patriots have been in your division for the last 20 years and you're not going to dethrone them unless Tom Brady is injured. You're not going to dethrone right now the Bills because Josh Allen's in the division and you haven't figured out a way to completely stop him or to be better than the Bills. You can't even close out a 3-game lead for the division. So at the end of the day, we're not dealing in realism. And what we have to do is if you want to be like those organizations, you have to find that head coach. He has to find his OCs and his DC,
Did you
and you
say
have to
find a
have.
head coach?
I said you have to find that head coach. Like if they think that Mike is that, then okay, let Mike be that. But now the other pieces need to come into play, and you need to have sustainability. Having your defense learning a new scheme every year and new verbiage is not going to be good for you. It is not going to be healthy. Yeah, they may be a little bit more versatile, but you go through those growing pains like we did in the beginning, and we were like, well, what's going on with our defense? You feel me? Then they finally get it together, and you think that maybe going into next year, but you don't have the personnel now. So you have personnel and a DC. Like imagine if these guys had a chance to actually really truly grow in this. I mean, for some odd reason, it seems like they don't like it because they didn't like Vic or whatever. And you talked about the complications. You know, we heard about how complicated it is. You know, the safeties are having a whole little, dinner over it, which is very interesting that they wanted to put that tidbit in there. But now they
We
have to learn. Now they have to learn a new scheme. And the crazy thing about it is that all the starters won't even be there, so you're not even going to see. We're going to have the same problem that we did kind of this year, dealing with injuries and getting everybody on the field together to build that chemistry to get this thing to work. So where do we? Why don't we have that? That's why. That's why too many roster turnovers, too many coaching turnovers, and this is where you're at. And I'm pretty sure that after something gets fixed, I can't wait to see what next flashy thing Greer is going to try to, hypnotize us with. It
Oh
may not be. It may
snap!
not. It may not be
Oh
this year.
snap!
It may not be this year, but it might be next year when some things are figured out and all that. But like, let's be real. Let's be honest. This team cannot be like these other teams because they don't keep the personnel and they can't sustain a coaching staff. We know what the cycle
I'm
is.
sorry. Say that
We
last line
know,
again one more time. Wait, say that last line again one more time.
huh? Which part?
Say the second line.
Oh, about the coaching staff? How we keep
Yeah, they can't. They
turning over?
can't what?
They can't keep a coaching staff.
Fire him. Fire Mike McDaniel right now.
What?
Fire him.
That
Fire
is
him.
that is on
Fire
the legs.
him.
That is on the legs. That is on the
Fire
legs.
him.
That's on the legs.
Fire Mike
That's on the legs.
McDaniel right now. That's what I was told. I was told
Who told you
that
that?
we couldn't handle. No, no, no. We're doing that. I was told we couldn't get an offensive coaching staff. So fire Flores.
I don't think I ever said that on
You mean
record.
to tell me that our offensive coach can't keep a defensive coach? Fire him! Fire him! Fire him! Fire everybody! Fire, man! You
You know
like
what's funny
Oprah.
though?
You getting
You know what's
fired.
funny?
You getting fired. You getting fired. And
You know
fire
what's
everybody.
you know what's funny? Is that we keep getting told that we're making upgrades, and what have we upgraded other than maybe a couple more ones? What have we like? And we're still doing the same things. We are in a
And
cycle. We are in a loop. We are in a simulation as Dolphin fans. This, if you want to know if you're in a simulation, you as a Dolphin fan are in a simulation. You may not be in the
bro,
real
we're in a
world, but as a
freaking.
Dolphin,
We're in a
but as a
loop,
Dolphin
loop,
fan, you
loop. We're
are
in
in
a
a
loop.
simulation.
We're in a loop. You. This is just the whole fucking thing. I don't blame my dad. I'm gonna have a serious conversation again with my dad and say, "Daddy, I love you. Daddy, again, Daddy, I apologize and I understand. I understand why. What was it? 15 years ago, you decided to stop being a Dolphin fan. because you saw the writing on the wall, and I was too young to see the writing on the wall with this organization.
Are
I was
you
too,
leaving? Are you leaving?
I was no.
Okay, just let me know.
We win together, we lose together. Dolphins for life. What I'm saying is, I'm apologize to my daddy
Mhm.
again
Mhm.
because I understand why he left.
We're in limbo. There we go.
This is
Thank you.
insanity. This is not even insanity no more. This
Hey, hey, listen, listen. You
yo,
know,
you know what's the most interesting thing, and everybody wants to match. Ah, he was so horrible and blah blah blah. Crypto, thank you, my man. I'm definitely bringing you up. Give me 2 seconds though, because I need to get this out. For all the garbage I took, I'm telling you, I wore the biggest cape for him because I saw the vision when this man laid it out. We're gonna start out with what I can do best: defense. Let's shore up the defense. Defense wins championships. Then we're gonna go into offense. Man, I really want this guy. We can get him, no problem. We ended up getting the same guy the next season as our head coach. You know what? This is year 5. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that had we kept Brian Flores as our head coach through
oh.
the lumps, through the whatever, I don't know, I don't care. We did more with that because everybody wants to tell me how Tua had a garbage team, right? With that garbage team, we went back to back winning records, back to back winning seasons with that garbage team, right? Because it was apparently a garbage team, which I don't agree at all. Back to back seasons. You mean to tell me we wouldn't have gone to the playoffs?
Oh yeah.
You don't mean to tell me that we would have gotten a winning it with what that man did with nothing? Because that's what I was being told by everybody. He couldn't get an offensive staff. He couldn't get an offense together. Okay, fine, whatever, fine. What you want to say? I'm gonna roll with you. What you say? Year 5 of when we started this in 2019. I'm telling you right now, in year 5, we would have had the defense set up, locked up with young guys. We would have had the offensive play set up, locked up. Guess what? Because nobody wants to give him credit. This special teams, aka Sanders, was Flores, not McDaniel. So you had 2 out of the 3 parts that you need in a team: offense, defense, special teams. That man took care of 2 of them in defense and special teams. We just have to shore up the offense, get the right guys in. You don't mean to tell me in 5 years that man wouldn't have done it? And I can't. I can't. Crypto, help me out here because I can't with this Vic Fangio situation and people and the people are naming so far that it's I'm hearing some names. I just can't.
Mm.
I can't. This is
Well,
just ridiculous.
I'm going to first start out by saying thank you for letting me on the program, Miss Fans. I'm going to blame, I'm going to say it's all your fault and Finsanity fault while we're in this mess. You told the organization to get rid of Mike Gesicki, and, we don't have the perfect tight end. So there you go. I'm blaming you for it, Miss Fins. You're the
I
reason we're
told
in
him
this
to get
mess.
rid of my guy. I told him to get rid of my guy when I've been fighting to keep this guy. Bro, you got jokes.
Yep.
You got jokes.
You told them to get him up out of here.
Oh, you got jokes. What's up? Oh my god. Bro, I can't. Like this is just you can't even
Oh
make
man, I was saying, is this is crazy. That's why I was like, I got to tell Miss Fins it's her and Finsanity fault we're in this mess.
Thank you,
But listen,
crypto.
maybe if you two guys was in the head of the front office, we probably wouldn't be in this mess. Oh
Nah, I
God.
can't. Nah, I can't. I can't do no team work. You got to get
Oh
like
God.
the deep thinkers.
Well, yeah, but
Go ahead,
see,
crypto.
oh man, that they told us about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and then they do it. They actually go out there and practice what they tell us what they shouldn't be doing. Right, man, it's crazy. I mean, they got 1 year revolving door. So now, how can we now criticize the or previous administrations? That includes the Adam Gase administration that they've done things wrong when we have a revolving door with the new coaching staffs as well. You know, you got defensive coordinator who we thought last year with Boyer that was the scapegoat, and now we got his successor is one and done. So who are we to believe now at this stage of the game when offensive line coaches are revolving door, defensive coach, now special teams are going to be revolving door. I mean, you know, and then the 3 year window with Stephen
You can't
Ross,
even make this up.
head coaches are the right. Basically next year, based on the big O, Mac McDaniel's a goner. You know what I'm saying? So it's a revolving door on all levels except the right level, and that's the general manager spot. Maybe that's the revolving door that needs to truly happen in order for us to really get over this 24-year drought of winning a playoff game. Because he's not putting together the right collective pieces to overcome that, apparently. You know, you could put together all the flashy pieces, but maybe it's not the right combination of pieces to get us past the hump. That is truly what you need to do to build the right team, not necessarily the flashy team. Because remember, i- in basketball, remember that the Lakers had all those players in I don't want to say 2008. They had brought in Carmelo at the end of his career, Gary Payton at the end of his career, and everybody thought that Laker team was going to beat the Pistons. They
Mhm.
got destroyed. They got walked off the court by that Detroit Piston team. Even with the Lakers, with all those veterans and all those superstars on that team, they got walked right out of the gym. You know, you can have all the right flashy pieces, but it might not be the right collection of flashy pieces at the right time to do it. So it kind of bothers me when they say, well, the Dolphins have the best team that they've had in 30 years. But what difference is it the best team the Dolphins have in 30 years if it don't match up with the rest of the NFL at the right time of the season? You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It does us no good to build the best team in our own history that we've had in the past. But if it don't stack up against the rest of the league in December and January, what difference does it make? Tell me
Absolutely.
about building the best team in the history of the NFL in the last 30 years, then I'll believe it. Don't tell me what building a team in the best in our own organization. That may not match up against the rest of the league. You're just serving a bunch of broccoli to a vegetarian. They're gonna eat it alive. They're gonna gobble it up. You got to upset the stomach of that vegetarian, not make them freaking hungry for more.
Oh, that was interesting. Also, just quick shout out to Color in the comment section. Hey, Color, how are you? But Crypto, I have a question because I mean, now we are on a DC search. Do you think that with understanding what our situation is going to be, that we will be able to attract or bring in
Ooh,
a
yeah, good
a
question.
top guy, a mid-level guy, maybe a guy that was like a position coach, like a linebacker coach? Like what should where
Oh man,
what area on the spectrum of coaching? This is crazy to say this.
given that Vangio was considered a top guy that they wanted and courted,
Mhm.
now all the top guys are looking sideways and saying what's really going on, and they're gonna have second thoughts. So now the top guys, that's quote unquote top guys, are gonna be looking kind of skeptical about accepting a position here. So now it's almost like we need a puppet, somebody of a lower tier to be weaned into the position. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like we're in a conundrum. Because what top guy gonna want the job now after
Mhm.
Vangio was the quote unquote guy
Mhm.
to get it done,
Right.
and he's out in one year
Yeah.
because
And do
he was
you
considered a top guy.
right? And I think that relationship, I think that they had going back years is what one of the reasons why Vic tried to come back. Do you think that Mike has like enough relationships with maybe defensive personnel that would be attractive to our team? I mean, I know he's been
Like relationships he
around,
had with San Francisco guys, like back in Washington days or
yeah,
the
stuff like
when
that.
he was
That
in
like,
Denver.
Yeah, I know these are questions
Yeah.
that like that you can't 100% give a definitive answer, but do you think that he has the capability of having built those type of relationships to maybe bring in someone like that, um,
Hmm.
that can be, serviceable to us, for years? I mean, I don't know if we're in a situation where we're just trying to get a guy until we can, get some more cap, help, or if we're in a situation where this is going to be a longevity, because I mean we do at some point need to implement a system and keep it with the personnel that we have, because if not, like I said
Mm-mm.
Facts.
earlier, we're just
Mm.
learning new things. Our
Right.
defensive players who are playing well, it's not as if they're not playing well,
Having
but they're
learned a
they're
brand
learning
new system all over. Like
every
you,
yeah
yeah, I
every
see
Right,
what you're
single
right,
saying.
every
right.
single year, every 2 years, and that's what I was talking to Miss Fins about earlier. So just your thoughts on that, both of you. Hey, Lewis.
Hey,
What's up,
Yeah,
Finsanity.
what's
Lou?
up, Lou?
Hey, Miss Fins, and hey, Crypto. And I'm
Yep.
not going. Listen, I promise all you guys. I promise I am not going to cuss, but I am about to go off. This is not a personnel. This has nothing to do with Fangio. I, I hear all the content creator. I just got off work and I've been listening to all kind of people. Everybody's talking about it, and everybody is dead wrong. The fact of the matter is, blow this team up because they are softer than toilet tissue.
Talk to
That's the
him, Lou.
that's the
Talk to
issue.
him.
Hmm.
The issue here is the
I
players
agree with
are
that.
soft. The players don't want to be coached here hard. If you coach these
Hmm.
players hard, or you tell them, hey, this is where you messed up, you did this wrong, get your head out of your butt. I won't use the other word. They go and cry in the locker room.
Thanks.
They go up to Chris Greer's office and they cry to Chris Greer. They cry to Mike McDaniel. And all these people out here trying to blame Mike McDaniel for this. Let me explain something to you. This team was soft
Right.
before Mike McDaniel got here. This team is soft.
I agree
When
with
I
that.
see when I see a leader, a captain of this football team in Javon Holland going on Instagram, just like we seen Javon Holland 2 years ago, crying on his bedroom floor with curled up in the fetal position like a girl. And I'm sorry, Miss Fins,
Yep.
no disrespect, Miss Fins or Finsanity, right? But it's just it's a mentality with the team. They're soft. This team is just weak. They want yes men. They want to kiss all the babies and get smacked on their little behinds when they do good.
Hmm.
But if you talk to these kids, right, these young men, right, if you talk to them a certain way, they get in their feelings. And I'm sorry. I listen. I know it's the world we live in, and I get it. Maybe
I
I'm
agree
just
with that,
begging my
Lewis. Hundred
age.
percent. That's what I was getting
I
to. That
I
they
am
want yes
42
men.
years. I am 42 years old, right? I got a 20-year-old son and an 18-year-old son. My son is just he's a senior in high school. He's getting ready to enroll in college to play the game that he loves. I've coached him since the day he was born. You hear me? I never told my son, oh, my son will have 2 interceptions in the game and a receiving touchdown in the game because he plays both ways. When he brings his happy little butt off the field, I tell him the things he did bad in the game. He don't need to hear me tell him, hey, that was great on the 2 interceptions and the touchdown catch. He don't need to hear that. He understands that he's doing his job. What he needs to hear is the things that he has to get better on and work at. The reason Vic Fangio is not here is the same reason Brian Flores is not here. These players are soft. Period. And I don't care what channel you want or who you listening to or who you believe or who's saying it. The reality is what I just said is the fact. This team is soft. And if you mean to tell me I've been pounding the table, we need to sign guys like Javon Holland. Nah, get Javon Holland the mess up out of here. Get him up out of here. Oh, kicking rocks on Instagram, making a post talking about, oh, kick rocks. No, homie, why don't you go kick rocks? Christian Wilkins is the fun-loving, the Power Ranger move. I don't want to see that. Go knock somebody on their butt and then leave them there. And tell them, hey, on the next play, I'll be right here. You're going to be on your ass again. No, we ain't got those kind of dogs. So all this, I'm tired of this. Every day we have to listen to these people on these panels talking about what can we do with this team? Who can we bring in? Mike McDaniel should have ran the ball more. He should have did. Man, stop. Our team is soft. And look at the four teams. Look at the four teams in the AFC and the NFC championship game. When you think of the 49ers, do you think soft? When you see the Detroit Lions play, do you think soft?
Not
How
at
about
all.
how about the Ravens and Chiefs? Do you think soft? But
Definitely not those two teams.
the first word you think of when you think of the Miami Dolphins is what? Soft.
Soft.
It's sickening already, man. We come out here and we talk about this team 24/7, 365 days a year. And we have the softest. And again, remember, Miss Fins, wasn't I up here the other day? Me and you in the morning when you sent me the link. And we were talking about Chris Jones going into the locker room after the playoff game. And we were talking, and what did I say? I'm going to start holding the fan base accountable. For reasons like this, look at every other body that's talking about it. And they want to blame everybody and their mama. I've heard Mike McDaniel's the problem. I heard Vic Fangio was the problem. I heard Chris Greer is the problem. No one wants to. Is Chris Greer making tackles? Is Mike McDaniel throwing passes? Was Vic Fangio out there doing any? No. They're on the sideline. We blame, in this fan base, we blame everybody in their mama except the guys that are on the field getting paid millions of dollars to do a job. And now I can't even talk to a player a certain way because that player is going to be mad. And, oh, my God, I can't believe Vic Fangio talked to me like that. Man, stop. I'm sorry. And I'll end it with that, Miss Fans, and Finsanity and Crypto. Again, I said one cuss word. I'm so sorry, Miss Fans, but I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. I defend this team every day, come on panels every day, trying to fight, defend. I love this team, but enough is enough, man. We give Miss Fins does a show Monday through Friday. Finsanity, took a little break. Now Finsanity's back in the community. Crypto's out here every day. We out here talking about this team every day. What is this team giving us? Like real talk, what are they giving back to us? We're the ones putting in all the work. We live, breathe, die by this team every day. And I got to wake up and go to work and then read, we're a mutual parting ways. No, Vic Fangio said, I'm going to get up out of here because this team is soft. These
Yep,
defensive
those the
players are
real facts
soft.
there. Yeah, that's why he left. You're right. He was like, I ain't putting up with this no more.
They're soft. They're soft.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
We know the real deal. Parting ways mutually after 1 year? Really? Is that what we supposed to believe?
He said, I'm out of here.
Wasn't he that guy? Wasn't he that guy, Lewis, that they supposed to been targeting for the last millennia? No, we had to get rid of Boyd and get him up out of here in a hurry to get this guy. Right? Is that what we were told last year? We can't keep Boyer no matter what.
It doesn't matter. Boyer was going to be made a scapegoat because again, Boyer is
Yep.
from that Boyer is from that Flores tree, right? And these players don't like that. The reason,
Not at all.
again,
They
go
don't
back
like it.
and listen to when Brian Flores was fired. In the press conference, they never mentioned Brian Flores being fired. It was just a false narrative in the community. Brian Flores wasn't fired here because of coaching. He was fired here because they said he couldn't work well with others. You know why? Because the players fucking cried. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Fins. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
The
won't let it
TNT
happen
wall.
again. The TNT
The
wall
TNT wall.
had those players crying.
Come on, bro.
Get them
Come
up
on.
out of here.
Yeah.
Get them up out of here. The same reason Vic Fangio's out of here. And now I hear people in the community talking about, well, let's go get Wink Martindale, the guy that was in Baltimore and now coaching the Giants. You think these players are going to want to play for a coach like that?
Heck no.
Let's say Robert Saleh from the Jets. Let's say he got fired. You think they want to play for a guy like that?
Right.
Nah, because those guys are tough-minded individuals that are going to ride their players hard, and the expectation they're going to put on the players is, "Hey, we're coming. Bring your lunch pail. We're clocking in, and we're going to work." And these players don't want that. They want
Right.
a happy-go-lucky Coach Mike
Takes no
McDaniel.
talent.
It takes no talent, right? They want to eat their Lucky Charms and go outside of Hard Rock Stadium and chase the rainbow after. That's what this team is.
It's so frustrating. It's so
It's
frustrating
weak.
because if you, it's so frustrating because, and this is why, and again, I'm a defensive gal. You guys already know I love defense, but you when you have, and this is the only thing I lay on Mike McDaniel. And I know you say people want to blame Mike McDaniel, but this is the one thing I put on Mike McDaniel. The team will take the attitude and the culture, if you will, from the head coach. And this head coach is too buddy, too much fun, not enough execution, not enough holding players accountable, not enough seriousness. I don't care if you want to be friends with them, that's fine. But this is a job at the end of the day. And when you try to be too buddy, what you're gonna get is people being uh too lazy. This is the
But
this is the
but
microcosm of what society is today.
but
You
Miss
do
Fans,
nothing and you still want to get paid. Like the heck
but
out of
Miss
here,
Fans,
man.
Miss Fans, the only thing I would say though, see again, I'm not gonna put this on Mike McDaniel. These players were soft before he got here, Miss Fans. Like, what is that? You know why Mike McDaniel's lasted 2 years? Because he is the yes man, and because he is buddy. That's why Brian Flores was gone, because he wasn't. He was the hard nose, the no nonsense. Josh
Exactly.
Boyer, Josh Boyer, another guy comes from that tree. He's up out of here. Vic Fangio, a no nonsense. It's my way or the highway. You're gonna just get it done. You're gonna put your head down and work. 1 year later, he's up out of here. Don't you see the common denominator?
Yeah, I
Not
get
Mike
it.
McDaniel.
Players.
Yeah,
It's not.
that's the
It's
trend.
not Mike.
Right.
But it's not. But why are we blaming
Right.
Mike McDaniel? Javon
No,
Holland.
I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
I'm
I
not
love.
blaming him. I'm not blaming him. What I said is that I do have to put this on him. I will put the culture on him of being buddy and not
Are you
holding
talking
the
about as
team
far as
accountable.
being buddy? Oh,
Yeah. I'm talking about being
oh,
buddy.
fostering it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. But I'm with you, Lewis. I get it. These
Well, well,
players,
well, well.
they,
But that's what I'm saying. If he wasn't buddy though, he would be up out of here. So I don't blame that man. That man's getting what, $3.5, $4 million to be a head coach in the league. Yeah, I'm not giving him
Yeah.
$4 million so I can, what's it called? No, he's doing the right thing. He again, he's not doing. Let me not say it right like that. He's not. It's not that he's doing the right thing, but he's just protecting his job. He know. You don't think Mike McDaniel? We all talk about how great
You
and how
saying that was
smart
part
Mike.
of the conditions? You saying that's part of his conditions,
yeah,
Lewis,
yeah.
to work
Crypto,
as far as his
crypto.
employment?
Mike McDaniel,
I got you.
crypto. Mike McDaniel sees the writing on the wall. Before he got here, they got Flores up out of
Right.
here because he was too tough. They got
Correct.
Boyer out
Yeah,
of here
that's
because he
part of
was
his
too
conditions.
tough.
Yeah.
Now he watching Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio's too tough. He's up out of here. What do you think Mike McDaniel's going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, let me go get tough so I can get up out of here?
Yeah,
No.
exactly. He saw that from
Mike
day one. Yeah,
McDaniel's
it's
like,
like,
no,
okay,
I like this $4 million I'm making from the Miami Dolphins. I get to live in South Beach, and I get to coach in 85, 90-degree weather on Sundays, and I get to wear my aviator glasses. And why would I give that
yeah,
up?
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not blaming
exactly.
Mike McDaniel for
That's
that.
too cushy. Yeah, too cushy of a job.
I ain't
Yeah,
even mad.
This is the These are the
yeah,
players. Javon Holland was drafted before Mike McDaniel was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And I'm sorry, Javon Holland is a good player
yeah.
when he's on the field. But from a mental standpoint, the man is soft. Soft with a capital S.
Super soft.
Hmm. Yep.
Charming.
Yeah.
You're
You
going to
can't
go on
talk about my
Instagram talking
quarterback
about
like
kicking
that.
rocks. Man, please,
Kick
man, stop.
rocks. Yeah.
That man's soft. We got a bunch of soft players out here. And again, let's call it for what it is. If this is the case, right? If it is the case, rebuild. Rebuild this thing and tear it down from the studs. And get all these
Yeah.
weak-minded
Do a fast
individuals
reboot.
up out of here. Get them up out of here. Because
Yeah.
you ain't never going to win. Again, look at the landscape. I just told you the two teams that are battling in the AFC Championship game. We are in the AFC. With this roster right here, with these
We
kind of
ain't making it.
mental, you're not beating Baltimore and Kansas City. You ain't
If we
beating
could have
them
been
like
him,
this.
if
No,
we could have been him
yeah,
with
with this
this
mentality,
team,
hell no, you're
with
not doing
this
it.
team being the number one offense, if we could have been him with this team, who had to have the defense carry them the entire season, ain't no way we're gonna beat him next year. And then next year, guess who comes back? Aaron Rodgers. You got Herbert, Trevor
It's
Lawrence.
gonna be even tougher.
You're gonna have Burrow coming back. Man, get out of here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
This
easier.
was the
Yeah,
only year we had. It was the gimme year. It was the year that anybody could have taken advantage and knocked out
good
everybody.
point.
And the Miami
It was
Dolphins
a
were
layup
put in
year.
the perfect position. We were gifted. We started out the season with the second hardest schedule. And when these boys started dropping like flies, it turned out to be one of the easiest schedule. And Miami Dolphins couldn't take advantage. Why am I gonna be upset as a fan? Because we had it here. It was. You're not gonna get it easier than this season. You think next season we gotta? Let me not, because
Hey, I
it's
haven't
no,
heard
Hey,
I haven't heard
no.
from
yeah, that's a good
Finsanity.
point, Miss Fence.
Finsanity, sweetheart, do you think I'm wrong in what I'm saying, Finsanity? I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think I'm saying. Do you? Because again, I Miss Fins, it seems like she agrees with me. Crypto has also said that. And again, I'm not looking for agreements. If you disagree, Finsanity, please tell me. But what are your thoughts on what I am saying, Finsanity?
No,
Before you go, Finsanity, real quick, because I want to shout out Larry K, Fanatic Fear with Larry K, man. Thank you so much. Like, it means a lot. I appreciate that $2 donation. Shout out to you. And guys, check him out. Phenomenal shows back to back over there with Larry K. He says starts with Ross, then GM, then head coach slash QB, hashtag soft culture. And I can't even deny this. I can't even deny this. This is true. But go ahead, Finsanity. What do you got on Lewis's take?
maybe we should bring in the Miami Heat's coaching staff and let them get
Oh
a taste of
damn.
training camp. Let them get, because
They
the way that
can't
they
handle
keep
it.
the buckets at the corners, from what I hear, but they would all bow out. But I'm not Lewis. I think I talked about it not as fiery as you have. I mean, I didn't say soft. I just said we lacked fire. Like, I just never felt like our
Toughness?
team was not confidence. Like, but no, like when I was talking
No,
about just being
toughness.
hard knocks,
Toughness.
like I said, we lacked focus and things like that. But I absolutely agree. You put it more bluntly and straight out there on the line. We are, and even when there was the times where teams were smacking us in the mouth, you never saw us, fight back, and that's why a lot of those games got out of hand the way that they did. Um, so no, I absolutely 100% agree with you. I think I changed my name to We Are Soft. And that's just my take on it. I can't disagree with anything that you've said. Um, not 100% sure. I mean, I understand the fact of rebuilding and stuff like that. Like, if you're going to say that everyone is soft and all that, but it does go back to the fact that Flores was we did seem tougher underneath a different coach, and that's maybe why other personnel, even though they weren't the flashiest of names, always played hard, and we know that we were going to get that, all from those players during that the first part of the rebuild tenure. So yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. I never thought about it that way, to be honest, but you definitely have enlightened me and brought up probably the most honest point that we've heard in regards to this situation, in regards to our team going forward. We are soft.
You can even make it up. And before I bring up somebody who I have backstage here, because I know it's gonna be it's gonna stir some pot. But before I do that, I gotta say this, man. Like, unfortunately, this team, we're about to have this for the next 4 or 5 years, and that's what fans don't see. And I try to bring it as simple and as soft landing as possible, guys. But if you're a Miami Dolphins fan and you've been dealing this and you've been going through this for the last 25 years, and you know your GM and his tendencies, God, I can't wait till I go over this man's performance. You already know the AFC is so happy that the Miami Dolphins are gonna Miami Dolphins. And this is why we have our saying, same old Dolphins. And you know what? I thought that maybe we turned over a new leaf. Boom, we're going to actually blow it up. Thank you, God. We're going to blow it up. We did. We got a head coach. We're going to look for longevity. Yes, I don't care if it was the Patriot way, but guess what? It brought stability. And what happened? This GM chose one person over longevity, chose one person over having sustained
You you
competitiveness.
you,
Let me
you
put it
said
that
one
way.
person. You said
Yes,
one
one
person.
person, one person. And if you can't read between the lines, I don't even know what you. I don't even know what to say. You know, I don't even know what to say. But what's up, Mark? Because I know you're gonna say something that's gonna piss
Hey,
everybody off.
before even Mark goes, I'm gonna get up out of here, Miss Fans. Shout out to you, Insanity and Crypto. I just don't talk to cowards. So again, before I sit here and I disrespect the platform even more, I got too much respect for you, Miss Fans, Insanity and Crypto. I'm just gonna
Good,
bow out. You
good. Well,
guys
I
have a
want you
great night.
back. I want you back. So give us a few minutes, and then
All
Why
I'm,
don't
right.
you
if you,
All
stay
right,
you
with
could,
us
Lou.
and have a
I could
We'll holler
football
put you
at
in
you,
the
Lou.
discussion?
back
We're not
if
going
you
to
want.
fight.
I could
Why
put you
don't
in
you
the back
stay
for
and have a
now.
football discussion,
Well,
which is what I've been
Nene's
wanting to have
here.
with you.
Nene's
Nope.
here.
Hey, Nene, how you doing? Thought
Go
you were
ahead,
here.
What's
Mark. In
going
and
on,
Anyway,
out
Nene?
because
here's an interesting aspect to all of this. Fangio walking today, and he's obviously going to take the Philadelphia defensive coordinator position. I think I think you have to take a look at this situation and see it as a positive. And let me just, I know that sounds stupid, but there is a positive to this. If the decision is made, because I think this is going to be the start of the exodus, I think you're going to get players that are free agents that aren't going to sign here. They're not going to come back. You're going to have to move some players off the roster. You're going to have to move some money around. It is the time right now to do a 1 year flush. Take next year, accept the fact that it's not going to be a good season, and move the free agents. Don't make big free agent moves. Put Tua on his 5th year option and rebuild this football team from the draft. Because if you lose, think about it, if you lose Wilkins, Hunt, Williams, those are all going to be 3rd round compensatory picks, minimum. You're going to get a ton of draft picks back in return. You put Tua on his 5th year option. He plays as he plays. You don't spend any money. You don't be silly and sign the guy to a long-term contract. And when the season turns out to be a 7-10 season, which is, in all honesty, what I kind of expect it to be, 6-11, 7-10, something like that. You go into the 2025 draft loaded with draft picks. You maybe even move some of the other veterans on the roster that are viable and get them off your roster and start rebuilding from like 26, 27 and down and below. That way you sign your Phillips and you re-sign Waddle and you re-sign Holland and you re-sign the guys that are going to be the core of your football team and you build young. I think you can turn this thing around in 2 years.
I
But
appreciate
if you
you,
go
Mark.
the
I
other
think
direction and you try to put a band-aid on this, I can see a big time problem. And I may very well be wrong. But to be honest with you, at my age and the amount of football I've watched over the last 60 years, I don't think I am.
being a Dolphin fan, I get it. I get it. Listen, Bill. I mean, Bill's Mark from Bill's Mafia. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming through. We're gonna digest what you said here, but I
How you
appreciate you
doing,
Yeah,
coming
let me
Nene?
just pop on off here and
Uh,
listen to you folks. I just wanted to say that because I don't want you all to think like it's all doom and gloom. You could rebuild this thing in a year. It's
It's a
well, I've
very,
been
very
saying
possibility.
that.
possible.
All
You
is not
just have
lost
to
when you
do
do a
it.
total rebuild.
Yeah, when you
Blueprints
do a
out there on
total
how to
rebuild.
rebuild a team in 1 year. Yeah.
Texans. But we'll definitely discuss it. But I appreciate you, Mark,
Well,
with your
Texans, Packers.
recommendations.
Look at what I just want to illustrate what Green Bay has done. Green Bay has built the youngest roster in the league. They were a playoff
Yeah,
team. They
and build it
pounded
through the
Dallas in the
draft.
playoffs in Dallas, and they went to San Francisco and could have very easily won that football game. They're a young football team, and look what the Dolphins can do. You take a look and you draft solidly this year. You move some players on, you let
Hmm.
some players go, and you load up and you get about 10 or 11 draft choices. Now, I'm sorry, it is going to say, and I'm going to say this, I believe Chris Beer has to go. I
And
just
I'm
absolutely
with
think
you
that
on
he
that
has
one at this
done a
point.
poor job, in my opinion. He's tried to band-aid bad draft choices and poor player personnel development with overpaid free agents, which is leaving the salary cap situation as it is. Blow it up.
You're not
Take
wrong.
your medicine
But
for a year and move on.
I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you so much for coming through. It's you brought in some really good points, and we're definitely gonna be able to kind of go through this. You know what I mean? And kind of digest it. I think she's gonna have some technical issues, but you know what? I can't even argue. I can't even argue with what he said at this point. What's up, Kenna? What's up, Nene? Nene, what's your first? So, Kenna, I'm gonna let her go up first, real quick. Miss Ma'am, what do you got on this Vic Fangio situation? And I'm gonna have you do it.
Hey, y'all know my song that I put on my page. Surprise, surprise. Listen, why y'all acting like y'all didn't know this was gonna happen? It's what we do. You know, every year after we fall short, we gotta blame people that's not really a part of the problem. Vic Fangio was not a part of the problem. In some cases this year, he's the only reason why we was competitive to win the game. So, surprise, surprise, that another person who is not responsible for our failures is no longer employed with the Miami Dolphins. Or I always say Vic Fangio is an old school kind of guy. He's not one that likes all of this celebration and all the other. Let's give him a hug and let's play pool and the ping pong. He's not that kind of coach. And I just thought, it wasn't a good fit in terms of his mentality with the head coach. And I'm not surprised. I really want to just listen and hear what the fan base is going to say. If we're going to keep, for those who have shows, who keep lying to the fans. I found it interesting. I ain't going to say who it is. But there was a content creator that said just the other day that Fangio wasn't going nowhere. Now
You
that
talking about reason?
Yeah, you're right.
Nah,
I
hell
remember that. Yeah,
no. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm
he
not
No,
wasn't
putting a
going
I
name
anywhere.
don't
to
think.
it.
For you to
I'm
say.
Put a
just
name
saying
on it.
Don't put no
there's
name
somebody
on
that be
it.
on
We're not
those
starting
shows.
beef with nobody. So
No, no,
stop
no,
it.
no, 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 no. But what I am saying, now that it happened, let's tell all the secrets of what we already kind of knew. He wasn't getting along with the younger players. Xavier Howard was the first one to really let the cat out the bag that it was an issue. And we keep trying to put lipstick on a pig. So, spare me with all of this. Now, guess what's going to happen? Because I got to land my plane because I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to enjoy my night. Guess what all of the stories are now going to come out on how toxic
How
he is.
bad Vic Fangio was, how he
Oh
was so
yeah.
negative
Oh,
to the
how he was
team,
toxic.
how he
Yeah, he was
was
so
not
negative.
able to
Yeah.
develop the
It's
Let's
young
talk.
coming.
Mm-hmm.
players, how he was
Because I
And,
so
Yep.
already
and,
have
and
the
the words,
players don't like him.
and the words of Dion,
Yeah, they said.
it's coming. It's coming. Didn't y'all see our player that got bad knees that was out there kicking rocks on his? I'm just saying, like it's a
Oh,
it's
some
a
crazy
repetitive.
stories about to get come out now.
Boy.
I'm telling you, this is
Listen,
like the real world. This
How
is like
he had some extramarital affair with the somebody in the locker room. Some crazy shit. I'm sorry, Miss Fins.
hey man, come on. Quit
watch
cutting up.
now. He
You know how the
probably
Dolphins dig up dirt on somebody all of
hey
a sudden that's
crypto.
out the door.
Hey, Crypto, we
Yeah.
need to put a mental health specialist in the building because we're going to have people with PTSD. They're going to relate it to Tua not playing well. I'm telling you, get ready.
Hey,
Get ready for the Omars. Get ready
that
for all of
PTSD
this.
Yes,
already done kicked in.
I'm telling
you
you. But
already
I'm not.
know.
I'm going to keep y'all ladies. Remember, we doing our show. On Friday, I'll be available for that. But I am going to dinner. I have a date tonight, and I am not playing with y'all with this the press party that y'all already knew it was going to happen. You already know somebody is going to be the scapegoat, and it's never the
Oh, we already
people
know.
that's
We
actually
already know.
there's. I will say this, and I'm screaming it. We keep firing the people that shouldn't be fired. The people that should be
Exactly.
fired and moved, they are safe.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
until they do that,
Thank you.
it's gonna keep going on and on. But
On
y'all
and
have a
on and
nice.
on.
Definitely gonna have a
Thank
nice
you,
night.
Nene.
The
Enjoy
fans.
your dinner.
All
Enjoy
right.
your
Be
dinner,
safe,
Yep.
Kenna.
girl. Have a good one.
Enjoy, Nene.
Uh, Kenna, I know that you had something to say, but you didn't get a chance to say because you got here afterwards. But let's remind everybody, guys, please keep it PG. Remember, kids still watch the show, so we want to keep it as clean as possible. Appreciate it. But Kenna, what do you got on this? Because this is frustrating. As a Dolphin fan, you can't even make this up, man. Like, and to Nene's point, we keep firing the people that are not the problem in this fan base, in this team. It's like the defense was not the problem. Why do we keep having issues with the people that do not cause the problems? Go ahead,
We
Kenna.
I feel like the reason why we keep having this problem is because our owner is not a football minded person. He's just the type of person that will write a check for you and let you do whatever it is you want to do. When you don't have, how would I say, how would I say this? When you don't have any emotion in what you are doing, then everything else that you need to pay attention to detail with is going to go by the waistline. And I think that's what happening with Stephen Ross with Chris Greer. He leaving Chris Greer with all the responsibilities to say get it done and not putting any heat under Chris Greer, to be honest. You saw how Chris Greer looked in that press conference with Mike McDaniel. He was looking like, I'm cool. My job's safe. Y'all got to worry about y'all money. That's how he was looking. And,
He was like,
and
yeah,
yeah, and Vic said it early in the year. Vic said it in training camp. I don't have the guys that I need to run this defense. That was an indication right there to let you know if things don't go right this year, he's gone. And that's just all I got in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get up here and speak on your panel, Miss Finn, because I know I be in the chat and I say a lot, and I don't never get up here and let my voice be heard. But yes, Fangio did quit. He quit a long
he
time
quit.
ago, in my
Listen,
opinion.
they parted ways. They parted with. No, he didn't because and this is why I gotta keep reminding people. Even with everything we were going through, I'm talking. You lose not one. You lose both your number one pass rushers. You're losing your third pass rusher. You're using losing your secondary. This man worked miracles with that defense, and he still didn't even have the players that he had. And tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, guys, I'm gonna have my defense show. And yes, we will be doing our our end of the season show. And we're gonna break down the defense because I want everybody to know tomorrow morning exactly what this defense had to deal with and put up with. And we're gonna break them down where they were and all that good stuff. But with so much, Vic Fangio did 100 times more with this defense, with the personnel he had to deal with and the personal changes than the offense did. Period. 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 I don't know if you want to stay here, but I appreciate you, Kenna. Crazy Dolphin, Mr. Park, what you got on this, man? Because this is just crazy.
This is crazy because I just got off the phone from a friend of mine who's very popular in Dolphin community, Paris Love, and oh my goodness, I mean this is shocking. But
Let it out. Let it out.
this is crazy. Here's the thing about this. This is it's kind of weird because a few years ago, me and um me and Paris and another guy, I was saying that it's that the Miami Dolphins really need to clean house, period, starting from the top to the bottom. And then I kind of brushed it off, and I said, you know what? Let me close my mouth and just go along with what they're doing. And today, kind of brings back what I was thinking, and I'm saying I'm thinking that that's what we need to do. We need to completely clean house, starting from Ross, going all the way down, all the way down. Now, I'm not gonna say that with um. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk straight.
Say it,
Mm,
man. Say it because I feel like people need to hear the truth. People need to hear the truth, and it's so
no,
frustrating that they always want to talk about how the defense is the problem, and it's like, no, it's not.
no, it's not
This
the
is what
defense. It's
Mike
not.
McDaniel told you. Real quick, Mike McDaniel told you, ladies and gentlemen, this offseason. I understand that this team is usually led by defense, but this year we're gonna be an offense led team. Offense
Hmm.
led. Where was that offense in the last 3 games of the season that we needed? But
Nowhere to
I'll
be
keep my
seen.
mouth. Go ahead, Mr. Polk. Go ahead because I
And
just can't.
I said on another platform, this is a instant replay of last year where the defense, even on the Boyer, were playing decent enough. And then here comes Fangio this year. And just like Kenan mentioned, Fangio did mention that he wasn't at first he was hesitant about being our defensive coordinator because he needed the right pieces to do so. But he even took what we had and if you go back and look at the games, the defense really kept us in a lot of games. And for the oh my goodness, I don't blame the man from leaving. I really don't because look
I
at
don't
some of
mean
the
to,
other coaches that we had; they left also.
I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but this is what 3, maybe 4 years in a row that the defense has held this team down, even with flow. I'm just saying.
Yeah, especially toward the back end of the season. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Last 3 years and back end it held the team up.
but
Yep.
but 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 here's the
I
thing:
mean,
Flo. If I'm like I say, if we would have kept Flo, then we wouldn't be using the word soft. But right now, when I think of the Miami Dolphins and I love my team, I love them to death. Soft. That's all I can think of is soft. We got, when I say this, I'm not blaming Coach McDaniels for anything, but he's standing on the sideline with his glasses on, with a crazy look on his face, and wearing capris and all. Oh, and then the thing that hurt me the most is doing some of the games where we were losing. You had players on the sidelines laughing as though we are winning. I say, man, are you kidding me? That's a soft team. You shouldn't be on. It should be some coaches in these guys' face saying, "What y'all joking around about? We getting our tails whooped, and y'all up here laughing and joking around." I don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Mm.
you know,
Oh my goodness.
we've all said it, and I think Lewis kind of said it and spoke for all of us Dolphin fans. See, the thing is, I understand if you're like a newer Dolphin fan within the last like 4 years, or even the last like 5, 6 years. You know what I mean? I get it. I get it. Maybe you don't understand, but some of us has been here for at least 10 years. You could see, and let me be nice. At least in 10 years, right?
Hmm.
Because I'm too young to be like, I've been a fan for 67 years. I'm like, sir, good for you, but I mean, I wasn't even born. So, but like, if you've known the Miami Dolphins for the last 20
You mean
years,
tell me you wasn't born, Miss Fins?
not 67 years
I
ago,
thought you.
my parents
I
weren't even
thought you
born
was here since the
67
beginning
years
of
ago,
time.
bro. What the heck? My parents weren't even born 67 years ago. Like, but still, like, even as a Dolphin fan, it's like, when are we gonna get out of this twilight zone? It's like we don't know how to get away from our own selves, and right now, it's like the only solution is to burn it up, but they're
Yeah,
not gonna do it.
yeah. Knock
They
it down and
should
Yeah,
start
do
from
it.
scratch.
I thought they did in 2019. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Are we finally going to do what I've been asking for years? So we can finally just start fresh and build longevity? Oh, we're going to give this coach 5-year contract. We've never done that before. Finally, we're gonna have some longevity. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. What the heck do we do? We we cut him after 3 years. You didn't even let him finish his plan
Mm.
because you have
Yeah,
weak players who
Thank
want to
you.
5 year
be
outline has
coddled.
not been adhered to.
Who want to be coddled?
Mm-hmm.
You are a grown
yeah,
man.
that's what it's
All of
all
you,
about
whoever this
nowadays.
applies to, you are a grown man playing gladiator. You get paid to
Yeah.
play on a field to hit players or get
Thank you.
hit. If you don't
Yep.
want to get hit, play golf.
Go play
And
basketball.
even then, you
Mm.
have a lot more skills because I'm a golfer. I don't need some of you guys can't even handle playing golf because that's even an even higher, highly skilled uh, 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 sport. But if you don't want to get hit, play something else
That's
because the
crazy.
NFL is not for you.
Play checkers, chess, or something.
It's not
Oh
for
my
you. Well, no,
goodness.
because some players can't even handle mental stress. I
Mm.
said it. Some players can't handle mental stress.
And Miss Fins, I'm one of
It's-
those that's been around for a while. I'm not gonna lie about that because I was born just before the Dolphins were born, and to see this, I mean, this it just rips a hole in my heart. I'm not gonna lie because over the past few years it's been going back and forth. Once some season we have a strong defense, then but the offense weak. Then we have a strong offense defense weak. And I said, okay, well 2019, 2020. I said, oh, what? Oh, I see a little something. I see a little light at the end of the tunnel here, and we going in the right direction. And today, I just got body slam. Just got body slam, and I mean, might as well just tear it down and start from the foundation again. Because I don't know. Mm. Oh my goodness, I'm just oh boy.
What's up, Cat for
It's
Life? I see you up
mm,
here, man.
Hey,
Sorry,
mm.
what's going on,
What
guys?
direction is the team traveling? That's the question.
they don't
Well,
even know.
the direction that they're going right now is probably going to be a direction where it has to be somebody that knows the scheme because you're not going to have a new scheme right off the rip because that's just basically starting all over from scratch. So they better be
It is.
lucky that there's somebody out there that I keep hearing that people don't want but knows the scheme. So they get this guy that they're talking about now, the guy that was the coach for the Chargers,
Who's that, Cat?
Stanley.
um,
Staley?
Staley.
Stanley,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
my God.
yeah, they're
I've
Stanley.
heard
talking about.
Okay,
his
that's the
name.
name I heard.
I've heard his name.
Nope.
I've heard Robert
They
Sala. I've heard.
criticized him too much because of Herbert's
That's what I'm
situation.
saying. If they
I'm
get
not
him
accepting any of the
crypto,
Herbert's slanderers to accept him as a defensive coordinator. Just
if
so
they
much
get him
as like
because
accepting
he
flow.
knows Fangio's
Nope.
scheme, that's gonna be like, bro. That's gonna be like, I don't know how to take that, bro. I mean, like, how would you take that?
I wouldn't
You can't
accept
even.
it because I'm not accepting those. Because those are the
Why wouldn't
same
they?
group of people that got Flow out the door and criticized Staley when he was in San Diego. So nope.
So is this
And San
premature to say?
Diego's defenses was just as crap with in his tenure there. I'm not going to accept them trying to
So
gaslight us about
if
Staley.
it's not him, crypto, is it premature to say that we're in trouble, or are
Nope,
we gonna
it's
just
not
Sure.
promote
premature.
somebody? Or are we gonna promote somebody
Premature.
within just to say, hey, we're gonna save our butt and we're gonna promote like the what's this guy's the linebacking guy from Hard Knocks? What's his name? Capanelli.
Campanelli.
Yeah,
Campanelli, I
they
think.
just because he gave a rah rah speech, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how far that can
Because we
carry
love band
this
aids.
team.
We okay. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Greer is the most dollar, and don't get me wrong, I love this company, so it's not like
Choose your words
trying to
wisely.
bash them. I'm not trying to bash them. I love them. You know what I mean? But he is the most dollar general flipping. What the heck is his position? You see what I mean? My brain is fried.
Right.
My brain is fried. I'm so pissed.
But you should be asking
Uh,
yourself, why is it a guy who signed for the bag decide to leave after he had a 3-year deal in one season? Why is that? He's not retiring. He's basically going to Pennsylvania. So you know what's in Pennsylvania, right?
Oh yeah, we all know it's Philly, man. He ain't going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh don't got an opening. It's
Yeah, but the
Philly.
fact that he's not retiring but going elsewhere after we gave him the bag
We
does not
made him
that
the
does
highest paid DC, ladies and gentlemen. This is what people don't understand. We made him the highest paid DC in the NFL. This man left after a year. GM, thank you. GM. He is the
Yep,
most
general
color
manager.
general GM, getting nothing but broken players so he can get some discount. Because this man clearly doesn't know how to negotiate if a player isn't injured. A and B.
Okay, come on.
We pay out the booty for all of these coaching hires or these super big names and players who are still injured somehow. And then we wonder why we have so many issues. Like it starts at the top, man. It starts at the top.
That's it.
This was probably the
Yeah.
most stabilizing pick that we had was Vic Fangio. Having him here, let's stabilize the defense. We stabilize the defense. We'll let you. Offense, we'll let you continue developing.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
But you cannot develop if now you got to
Offense
deal
falls
with a
apart.
flipping defense. And and you and this is the only reason why because that man has been in the league for so long. He's already dealt with having to deal with multiple types of players, and he's been able to manage that, which is why we were able to still be so effective in defense.
Exactly.
Now we're
Let me
gonna
ask you
get some rando. Oh,
let,
we're gonna keep it in house so we can go.
let me
Man,
ask you this. Let me,
Hmm,
man, what was I gonna say? I
hmm.
gotta compartmentalize here, man. I mean,
Cap, I know how you
are
feel.
you okay with the positive spin that's being put right now, as far as with some of the fan base right now? Like, is there
what's
any way to put a positive spin on this?
what's positive
Nope.
spin are you hearing? What's positive
That
spin are
we're
you?
not far off. That
Can't
Fangio
do it.
was not that he was falling apart anyway. That he was going to probably retire regardless. Like he was going to leave anyway.
Nope. I'm not buying it because we was told that he was a long term guy well before he
Ladies
even
and
got
gentlemen,
here.
I'm telling you right now, and I'm
Mm-mm.
calling it, and this might be a little bit
The
a little.
gaslighting tactics are not going to
The
work, Cap.
Philadelphia Eagles are winning the Super Bowl next year. There you go. I said it. You heard me. The
I can't
Philadelphia
believe you.
Eagles are going
Right.
to win the Super
It's
Bowl.
like you said,
Once
Miss
he
Fins. You can't make
gets,
this stuff up. You can't make
once
this
he
up.
gets and fix that defense, which is what they needed, the
Right.
offense,
Yeah.
Hurt will get healthy again. Yeah, they lost Jason Kelsey, but they have pretty decent backup. They'll get that offense going.
Hmm.
They're gonna go back to
Yeah.
being
They'll have a new offensive coordinator.
they're about to
The
be
guy from the
another
Cardinals being interviewed for
exactly.
them. Yeah.
So they're gonna be
Yep.
perfectly fine in that offense. I'm not even worried about their offense. Vic Fangio's gonna come in here, fix their defense, which is what they really needed, and you're gonna see them winning the Super Bowl next season. And where will Miami Dolphins be? I'm gonna tell you right now. Miami
Firing a
Dolphins.
special teams
We're not. No, no,
coordinator.
no, no, no. We're not gonna be picking one, two, and three. All these haters who try to say, "Nah, Miss Fizz, y'all are gonna go ahead and pick in the top 10." No, we're not. Get the heck out of here. We're too good for that.
So
You know what
why is the
you know what
reason?
we won't be? You know what we won't be either? In the second round of the playoffs.
Let me ask you this. So why
No,
is it that
Right.
listen to what I'm saying. We won't be picking 10, top 10 in the league, and we also won't be in the second round of the playoffs. We'll
I
make
Which
the
is
agree.
why we
playoffs.
to get rid of all our picks.
We'll make the playoffs, but we won't be in the second round. But people can't handle that
Oh, okay. Well, you
because
just
they're
uh,
not
defined my
making.
hashtag of the week. You
They're not
just
making
defined my
changes.
hashtag. My
Or
hashtag is
maybe
purgatory.
I'm
We're in
overreacting.
purgatory.
Maybe I'm
No, you're not.
overreacting, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I am.
I don't think you are. I just can't believe I'm hearing
I've
this
been
stuff,
telling
man.
I've
everybody we've been in purgatory, Miss Fins. That's
I've
my
tried to
hashtag.
find different ways of telling people how we can find. And don't worry, tomorrow I will be discussing the defense in my show tomorrow morning. I have 8 a.m. Eastern. Go check it out. 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. We're
If it
definitely gonna be
Hmm.
discussing this tomorrow morning.
if it's true what CD was reporting earlier, which I always
Well,
believe what CD
this is what we're
reports.
dealing with.
It's about salary cap. ramifications that made the decision for Fangio not to stay with the organization, and that you know, it's basically, do you guys feel like maybe it's probably because Wilkins is not staying, and maybe the whole core of the defense is not staying,
No,
and maybe they're investing money towards something else?
can I say something? I
Go
think
ahead,
it's
Mr.
because
Hmm.
Fangio is hard, and that's not what they want.
Yeah, but the team
We're
said that.
too soft. We're too
Mr. Polk,
soft.
the team said the difference when they were on Hard Knocks. They were saying they loved the scheme, they loved Fangio. When they were having that dinner, you heard Javon Holland say how they were praising the coach.
Yeah, but
So
look at the
I just don't
history.
understand how people can say that the team was glad that he left, or they were upset with him, because the complete opposite was on Hard Knocks shown.
Yeah, but look at the
Hmm.
coaches that left.
No.
We had coaches that left that were hard, and we got rid of them. We got rid of them. We don't got too soft. I'm sorry, we have. We have gotten too soft. We
I
the
It's
Dan,
just,
crazy.
I'm
look
so
at Dan, or
disappointed.
what's his name, Dan Campbell out there with Detroit, former interim Miami Dolphin coach, head coach.
The guy
Now I'm
that's
not
one win
pointing
away
this.
from
Hmm.
the
I'm
Super
not
Bowl.
pointing this at McDaniel, but I'm just saying we got too soft, and we are still too soft, and we need to clean the.
Yeah,
They need
but
to
we
start
had
from
we
the
had the
top
hard
to
we had the hard guy. We had the a-hole, but nobody wanted him.
exactly.
Right now.
We have Fangio here, and he's gone.
Hmm.
So
I
to me, we might as well go on and start all over again. But this time we need to clean house from the top to the
but
bottom.
they
I'm sorry,
won't.
that's my opinion.
What
We
they
need to
should
start
what
from
Hmm.
the
they
top.
should do is to if you're gonna use this as a makeshift again, because we don't do anything full force like we did in 2019, because then it'll be
Yeah.
too much. That what we should do is dump everybody
That's
and
what I'm
start
saying.
all over
You're not the
Exactly.
first person
and
to
try
tell
to
me that.
and
The second
Yeah.
one or the
Hashtag
third
blow
one.
it up.
You're
Right,
not. You're
because
not.
and
You're not. I've heard this at least 10 times in the span of a half hour.
no,
that's
because
what
he,
they should do because then we're not putting a band-aid on it and we're gonna, you know what, let's rip out the weeds we have on the ground.
there you go.
Let's get some new soil and
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and deposit the right
I agree
seed
1,000%.
so
But it's
that
not
we
Put
gonna
can
down the
happen.
right
water it
sod.
properly
It's not gonna
and we
happen.
can go ahead and build a beautiful grass,
It's not gonna
Right,
happen. It makes too much
beautiful
sense.
flowers.
It makes way too much sense. It's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
right. They're gonna keep the same. They're
It's
gonna keep
crazy.
some of the same people, and it's gonna be a
You
repeat again. And that's why.
And this is what people
you
are
want to
not
know what's
doing.
crazy? Even though we won 11 games, we could have
Go
easily won 8 games, right? Because the Charger game was a close one, nail biter at the end. The Cowboys game was a nail biter, could have won either way. And then one of the Patriot games, it could have won. The Raiders game, I'm
you,
sorry, could have won either way. So you
you
figure
know what's
we
even
could have easily
crazier?
been an 8-win team.
You know what's even crazier? Crypto. We also could have been easily at 13 and 14, 14 and 3 team.
Right. It could
But
have
what
been
happened?
in the other direction. It could
This
have been a 14
this
or 8-win team. That's the range. So this
this
notion that,
offense
we're just
led
11
team.
wins, 11 wins, you know,
Exactly.
We were
And
if
averaging
if things
if
fall
you're
19
our
points a
way.
game.
listening to this and you can see my air quotes, I am literally doing air quotes when I say this. And that quote, air quote, offensive led team, right? Because that's what we were told by Matt McDaniel. This offensive led team was, oh my God, super great in the first half. And in the second half of the season, when we needed you more to get into the playoffs, to lock it down, to put us in the best position, 7 points. 7 points. That's all I can say. 7 points. Oh, but wait. The defense allowed 56 points to the Ravens. The defense was horrible. You know what's funny? In that game
It
versus
was
the Ravens, we were still in it in the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We were still in this game
yes,
all the way into
it
the
was an
third
eight
quarter.
point game. The offense couldn't keep up.
Yeah,
It was an
We
eight
were
but
point
in it
game.
till
You're
the
right.
third quarter.
right, but what does that sound like? That sound like last season to me. It sound like last
Yeah,
season,
yeah,
an
Mr.
instant
Paul.
replay of last season.
It's Groundhog Day, Mr. Polk.
My goodness.
You can't even make this
Oh my
stuff. Rich
goodness.
Else, what's up, Rich Else?
It's
What's
gonna be
up?
harder to pull the wool over our eyes this time around. I
Yeah,
think
Crypto.
it
because
No,
will.
it won't.
Yep.
No, it won't. Because we have people in this fan base, and I blame this fan base because this fan base, unfortunately, is okay with
So
mediocrity.
gullible.
And I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want
they
to
good.
sound like that because I
They're
hate it.
gullible and they love a mediocrity.
I'm a fan too. I don't want this for my team, and I really want us to win. And it's so frustrating
Yeah.
because it's there. The opportunities are there, and we don't take advantage, and it sucks. And yes, I'm sure there's a silver lining somewhere, and I'm sure I'm gonna find it this off season. But right now, today, no, I am letting
mm-mm.
this out because I need to. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't be in this position. And when you have one of the top rated DCs in the entire league literally say, thanks for all this money, but I'm leaving because they parted ways. But they don't want to
There's a
say it.
yeah.
He
There's a
quit.
problem.
He quit.
Exactly.
He
There's an
quit.
elephant in the
There
room.
was no parting ways. That was just the easier way of putting it out there. He quit this team with
Yep.
no money for the defense, no money for new players that he needed. Players are out here hurt. We have no pass rush. And Sandy said it earlier. We got no pass rush. Our secondary's hurt. What is this man
Hmm.
supposed to do? Work miracles again? To then get blamed for us losing games?
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
he wasn't
surprised
gonna
he
be
left.
scapegoat. Right.
And the man
Michelle
with that
said
much experience,
it's not so much losing Fangio, it's having a third defensive coordinator in 3 years. You can't even make this up.
and a
I
man
can't
with that much experience can see the writing. He can see the writing on the wall. He's seen
thank
it.
you, Mr.
I
Moore.
think he's seen it this coming. And like I said, I don't blame him for getting out of here. I really don't. I don't blame him.
It's it's so frustrating. But Finch 209, what do you got on this? And let's remember, guys, let's keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Mm.
But what do you got on this?
Uh,
Because this is frustrating. I'm
well,
out here trying to. Go ahead.
well, this is where I go back to like where is our scouts at? Because this is because we got Tindall. Like we need to have better scouts. That's what it comes down to. Chris Greer brought in these big
Nope.
names to distract everybody. Yeah, yes. Oh
Nope,
yes.
I'm not going with that. It's
Mm-mm.
Greer
not the
is
scouting
the
No,
head
department.
scout.
We can
no, that's
scout
that.
a million guys, and guess what happens? Chris Greer still decides to do the same thing. We're gonna get injured players so that we can
Yep.
negotiate cheap contracts, so that we can
That
have
is
them for
exact.
1 year, and then pretend like, oh my God, we made moves this off season. It ain't the
Yeah.
scouting department, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-mm.
Right.
It's
Scouting
not that.
department told you to pick a different quarterback, and we still picked who you know who. Scouting department told you to pick certain linebackers, certain corners, certain tight ends, and guess what? We still didn't do it. That's not on the scouting department. There's only so much
Well,
they can do.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but that goes just good. My whole thing is what I was getting at is Chris Greer. He's got to go.
No, it's not just Chris Greer.
He's no, but the major part, like you said, our scouting reports and our scouters are telling him to pick these guys, and he's not doing it. So that it's mainly Chris Greer. He's making all these dumb decisions, like you guys said, keeping injured players and stuff like that. That's on Chris Greer. He's got to go. He's got to go. Chris
Along with
Greer's got to
Ross.
go. Yep. Along with the owner. Well, the owner, like I said, he was right about trying to get Lamar, and he just let Chris Greer talk him out of it, which is bonkers beyond me. But yeah, Chris Greer's got to go. The owner is willing to spend the money, and he's willing to do something. Do something. That's showing me a little bit of something. But Chris Greer's the main point in where he's got to go. There's a reason why Belichick moved him out of the New England Patriots. Chris Greer's got to go. He's not a good GM. He's not a football guy. He's got that position because his dad, where his dad's position was. We had two coaches in the playoffs still in the divisional round, and then and Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell still. We could have had him. We could have had Dan Campbell as a coach.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you are the owner of the team, you can step in and say, listen, you're not making the right decision. I'm gonna step in and do the right thing, and then maybe I would turn it back over to you. So it's not just Greer. It starts from Steve Ross going down. Because all we doing is when we blame just Greer, all we doing is putting a band-aid on a dam that's about to burst. All we doing is using the
No,
band-aid instead of patching it up. Like, I'm not using a curse word. I'm just saying we're patching the dam up with a band-aid. No,
no.
it's not just Chris Greer. It's more than just Chris Greer. It needs to clean the organization needs to be gutted out from the top going down. I'm sorry.
And the only way you can do that is if you bring in a player GM, just like John Lynch did with the Niners. Because if you look at
But
every
the problem gonna
team,
still be it's still gonna be there. The problem going
no, 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 bro.
you can get rid of Greer, but the
Carolina
problem is
just did it.
still there. The problem is still there.
Carolina just had hired Dan Morgan.
Well, maybe we can get a better owner than I just yeah, it's beyond me, really. It's beyond me on all these decisions. And then didn't Chris Greer trade away Hunter Long? Because that was another decision he made. He wanted to draft Hunter Long and this and then he just sent him back out because he's always that I wasn't working out, so let me just trade him real quick. And that was a bad. It's just too many bad decisions by Chris Greer. Is really what it is. And maybe
No, it's
we can
going.
get a new owner. I don't know where we're going to get a new owner.
I said clean the whole house, including
Yeah,
Greer,
yeah.
from the
Well,
top to the bottom.
yeah.
That's what.
Because like I said, the Niners
But
did it, and look at them now.
right, but what I'm saying,
Niners.
it's not going to fix it if you just remove Chris Greer and bring in another GM. The problem is still there. This problem is still there.
Yeah. Well. All
It's
right. Well,
still
maybe
there
we can get a new one. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
but
I've been
Get a new
around
owner
long enough
then.
to see it.
what we
Yeah.
feel is what we feel is a problem is not really a problem because at the end of the day, any publicity is good publicity. So they're still making money regardless of what we say.
Of
Yeah.
course, and they're gonna do what
Yeah.
they're gonna do what they want to do anyway. So more than that, even though you're talking about removing Chris Greer, whether they keep him or not, they're gonna do what they want to do. And unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna clean house. They should, but they need to, but they're not gonna do it. So guess what? The problem is going to still be there. You can change the GM, you can change you can change coaches. It's the problem is still going to be there until you clean house. Because I thought about this years back, and I said, they need to clean house, but they never did. They put a
Yeah.
patch on it. It worked for a little while. Now I'm seeing that the way I was thinking back then was the right thing. We should just clean house and start from the bottom and build up again. That's the best
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, because if you look at all these teams that won Super Bowls, they always went out and got, pieces the year before they won the Super Bowl. With the Seattle Seahawks, they went out and got that center, Max Unger, and they went out and got a couple of receivers, and then they drafted Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Sherman. See, that's where it lies too. Is the good drafting and nobody's listening to the scouts that, and then she said, they're not listening to the scouts. They're taking injured players. It's like, so who do you think was responsible for the Tua? Because Brian Flores tried to tell him about Tua, but Chris Greer didn't want to listen. Chris Greer
Right, but
wanted
right,
to.
but here's the thing. I'm gonna say this again. If you are the owner of the team and your general manager is making bad decisions, okay, once you get to a certain point, then you replace him. You
Yeah,
replace him. But if you keep him on the team, and if you keep him in the office, and he continues making the same mistake, then guess what? Guess who fault that is? That's the owner, because you should have got rid of him.
yeah,
You're the one that keeping the poison pill. As far as the team go, you keeping the poison pill there to continue doing what he or she is doing. But
yeah,
because I've been around for a while. I'm telling you, we need to clean house, the whole thing, starting from the top to the bottom. Because if we don't, all we doing is patching up like we did before, and it may work for a little while, then it's go right back to what
So
we're
who would
going
even
right back
want
to
it?
where
Who
we
would
were.
even want the Dolphins and to start back over and stuff like that? What owner? What owner can we get?
I don't know. I
Well,
don't
any
know.
owner can do take over at that point, as
I
long as he's
don't
a
know.
football guy.
I don't know. But I
Oh, Steve, that's a great point. Oh Lord, if Wilkin goes to Philly, oh my God, that would be a slap in the face.
oh I wouldn't. They might
Yeah,
happen.
they can go with him. Yeah,
I can see. I
that is
can
a
see Chris
possibility.
Wilkins. I can see Chris and
Defensive
Wilkins
players
going over
following
there.
him to his next destination. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? Because these players are smart too. I'm quite sure they're seeing that the Dolphins franchise is starting to crumble.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, this
I
doesn't mean I'm not a
yeah.
Dolphin fan. I love my team, but I just don't like the situation we're in right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just if we can see, that's
We just
crazy. We could have had Dan Campbell and all this stuff like that,
yeah,
and yeah, and
yeah.
it was Ross's decision to bring Chris Greer in, and there's a reason why he left New England because Belichick seen it in New England. He seen that he wasn't the football guy. He was there for the paycheck and the
Well,
fame.
let me piggyback on something else too. Who was there before Chris Greer? Tannenbaum. And look what
Mhm.
happened when Tannenbaum wasn't uh, working out. Uh, uh, Ross got rid of him and brought in Greer. Okay, but for him to sit back and let this continue, and you see things are not going right, it points back to the owner.
Yeah. So I see. We do need a clean house. I think
Yeah,
it's time.
because Tannenbaum was the GM before Chris Greer,
Yep.
so it goes back to the owner, and
Oh yeah.
he's not making the right decisions.
Mm.
If you're gonna let Chris Greer continue this long messing the team up, okay, you get what you paid for. You got to sleep in the bed that you made.
Yeah. And now at this point, I mean, it is fixable, but I don't think we have the resources to fix it.
Mm-mm. Because
No, we don't.
we gonna be over the cap for
Yep.
starters. We got players that got contracts that need to be signed, and we don't have that much draft. We don't have that much as far as draft go. Got a first round pick, and then we missing some draft picks along with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to be a nightmare to be a Dolphin fan in the next few years because they didn't want to gut it. Like
Well,
you said, they didn't want to gut
gentlemen,
it out.
what people fail to realize is that there are solutions to all of this. And they
Of
don't even have
course.
to be that drastic. But the thing is, are they going to do it? Because you have a young core. You got a young team that some of these draft picks we have picked have been good. You have a young core. What you want to do is keep that young core. You got to get rid of all these oldies, all these bets, if that's what they want to go ahead and do, because that's the only value we have. We're gonna have to get rid of some of these guys that have high value that unfortunately they were really big for us. But guess what? We can't afford them. We can't afford to pay everybody. So because we can't afford everybody, we need to keep the young studs that we do have. Build around them. And whether people like it or not, that also includes Tua. That includes Tua. You gotta move on. Find somebody cheap, somebody that you can go ahead and build around with. I'm confident enough to know that McDaniel will be able to go ahead and develop that guy. Because some would say Tua got developed by being with Matt McDaniel. Great, but Tua's gonna cost us too much money. We don't have the
Yep.
money. So anybody that's
Yep.
gonna cost us money, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to train them, get whatever you can, and try to
You can't trade
rebuild
him
with
at
the
this
young
point.
core you do have. Yes, you can. He's in a fifth-year contract. You
But
absolutely can trade him.
who's going to want him?
You never know. That's not for me to. I mean, we can discuss that later. What I'm
Seattle.
telling you is that is you need to get the pieces that he has value. Most people think he doesn't have. Tua has major value, guys. So we can trade. And
I
again, he's
don't
under
think so.
contract for $23 million is cheap comparing to the $50 million quarterbacks are costing right now. And let that team figure out his long-term contract. But we need to make sure we gut this team, get the young players that we have, keep those studs, give them contracts, keep them here, let them continue to develop. That does include some of our undrafted free agents that we had that we've developed, and it also includes some of these other players that we had that right now are currently unrestricted free agents who are still young, who are still able to produce. And then once you do that, then you build through the draft. Key example:
Hmm.
Packers were able to do it. Key example: Texans were able to do it. So
Yeah,
we need to go young. We need to go through the draft, and we need to get somebody in. If the Chicago Bears decide to let go of Fields and not keep him, then bring in a young guy because you don't have to pay him that much.
There you
He's
go.
not going to cost you that much. And have a young team that you can do like the Packers, like you can do like the Texans, and you can go ahead and build around him. Because right
Yeah.
now in today's NFL, ladies and gentlemen, it is the dual threat quarterbacks that are the ones going all the way through. Key
There you go.
example: Lamar versus Mahomes, two dual threat quarterbacks.
Hmm.
You have in the other side, and people might not say, well, golf is not really that type. Golf actually can scramble, ladies and gentlemen, when he needs to. I know he's mostly in the pocket, but Goff can actually scramble when he needs to and get out of the pocket, and he knows when to run when he needs to as well. So he's like a threat and a half or a threat and a quarter. Maybe not fully dual threat, but he still can move. Same thing with
Hmm.
Purdy. He can still extend plays. The point is, you need a quarterback that's dynamic that can extend plays.
There you go.
So that way, when you're building cheap and you have cap flexibility, you're able to go ahead and get these big guys. Because look at the 49ers, ladies and gentlemen. They have, in position wise, they have the most expensive tight ends, linebackers, edge rushers, running backs, wide receiver. Well, Tyreek is obviously the most expensive, but top five when it comes to expensive wide receivers. They built a super team around Purdy. Why? Because he's cheap. Seventh round rookie making no money. So where did they take that money? They built an insane team around him. That's why they were able to go ahead and do it.
they
Same
didn't
thing,
build it.
right?
They kind of had it with. They already had Fred Warner. They already had Bosa. They already
But
had.
guess what? Guess who just got paid last offseason? Bosa. So those players, yeah, they might have had them, but they had to pay those guys. All these guys got paid this offseason, and they were able to keep them. They were able to bring in CMC. Why? Because again, you got a young stud at QB who can extend plays and who's able to go ahead and be cheap, allowing you to put in an insane team behind him.
Hmm.
Like that's what we need to do. Will we do it? I have zero faith this team will do it.
Nope.
I will be
Nope.
highly shocked if this team will do it. Highly shocked.
And the thing,
Highly shocked.
and the thing with Brock Purdy, he came in sort of like in the same position, and I know I'm going to get some flap from saying this. He kind of came in somewhat like Skylar Thompson.
Oh my God. Billy Batson, what's up, my man? AKA Shazam. He just nailed it. Purdy did a Skyler and the Niners didn't play politics. Because
Mm.
it's the logo over people. The logo over I don't even know what I'm saying no more. I can't even say logo no more. The logo over people, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
Hmm.
if you even want to make that move, it'll be even cheaper for you. And let McDaniel develop him.
You talking about Skylar?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
agree.
did draft him. He did
Yeah,
draft him.
and the
And you
same
saw
thing.
that with the little tiny bit that Skyler was able to get, the little attention he got from McDaniel last year.
Yeah,
This man was 3 points away from tying in the
exactly.
playoffs as a seventh round rookie. Now imagine if
Hmm.
he got a full season.
And
Cheat,
also
cheat,
too,
where we can put in players around him.
Yeah.
exactly. And also too, and I know I keep saying that if you go back and look at the film of Skylar Thompson at Kansas State,
Just saying.
he is a dual threat quarterback. He can throw
Ooh,
the
say that
ball and
again.
he
Say
can
that again
run
for
the
the people in
ball.
the back. Say that again for the people in the back, because I don't think they heard you.
He's a dual threat quarterback. He can run and he can throw. Go back to Kansas State film and look at Skylar Thompson. He kind of reminds
Let
me
me
of a
add to
younger.
that.
He reminds me of a smaller or younger Josh Allen. I hate to say, he
So
reminds
who
me of
at
Josh Allen.
Let
this?
me hold up before you go, Fins 209. Let me add to that. You know what Skylar Thompson is too? A quarterback that plays in the cold. He played
Oh,
in Kansas State.
I forgot about that.
He's
Oh,
from where? I know color. If he's still here, I know you know where he's from. Iowa,
oh,
Missouri, one of them
didn't know that.
cold places. Oh, a quarterback that can play in the cold. Maybe that's why he looks so good. You know,
Hmm.
just
But
saying. Just just saying.
So so what's the what would be the trick? What would be the step moving forward then? Bench
I don't
Tua
know.
or get rid of him?
I don't know. It's not. We can
Trade
say
Tua.
what. Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead, Miss Vance.
Trade him, in
Trade
my opinion.
Tua.
But go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
No, I agree with you. But see, that's the thing. We uh, oh my goodness. We come up with good ideas, but unfortunately, we know how the Miami Dolphin office going to think. I agree. I would go ahead and try to see what we can develop Skylar Thompson. And I'm gonna get a lot of flack for saying that, but I agree with that.
I mean, we just squandered possibly the greatest opportunity we had in being able to have a Super Bowl run. We just squandered it.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
100% squandered it.
yeah,
Yeah, but then now we just like you said, we just gotta gut it out
yeah. Gotta gut it out and oh,
and just
mm,
start over.
yeah.
Yeah, our owner and Greer's owner's gotta go. Greer's gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we should just go ahead and get somebody that knows how to identify good players, which would be a player GM.
Yeah, because I mean, we really passed up on. Oh my goodness, we passed. We even had the chance to get the running back from the
So
Pittsburgh
many
that's with the
opportunities,
Pittsburgh
man.
Steelers. Oh boy, we got to
Najee
get some
Harris.
dogs on our team. That's what we need, dogs.
Y- You just can't even. You just can't even make this up no more, man.
Mm-mm.
It just hurts so much.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up, Lance? It just hurts so much. I just can't no more with this
Blow it
team.
up.
This hurts me so much.
Blow it up from Greer on down. Get rid of everybody. I don't care. Because you
I
got to
mean, what
start
else are we
over.
supposed to do? Like,
I mean, get rid of. I mean, Tyreek's got to be what? A lot of picks. You
oh,
know,
he's
get.
gonna spend a lot of picks, maybe, if he doesn't retire and then screw us over.
Well, that's yeah. That's the other
that's
See, this
thing.
is things
Trade him
that
back to
people don't
Kansas
think
City.
about. This is things people
Yeah,
don't think
get our
about.
picks back.
Yeah, trade him back to Kansas City.
Hell, I won't even mind getting half the picks back from them.
Yeah,
You know, and I hate to say it, Wilkins.
yeah, he's gotta go.
You know, I mean,
They
that's a
already
first.
told you they
That's
got
don't
a
to
want to
go.
guarantee.
pay him. They don't
X
want to
Man got
pay
to
him.
go.
That's a
They don't
guaranteed
want
first round. You know, that's a guaranteed first round if Tyreek stays.
that's the part that's frustrating. They don't want to pay the team. That's the frustrating part. And it's like you would think that we were gonna take care of this team how we're supposed to, but unfortunately, we have squandered again an opportunity like this. This was the best chance we. This was, let me put it to you this way. This was Michael Jordan retiring, and we finally get a chance to win an NBA championship. That's what this is.
I got a question
That's
though.
what.
In order to be on a championship run or contention, doesn't you first have to attend a championship game?
Well, I mean, at least beat a playoff team.
I mean, even beating the team in a playoff team in the regular season don't really mean much because a lot is not in the basket at that time. Only
I
time
mean,
when you really going to get that real standard is in the playoffs at a championship game or a wild card game or divisional game.
and I mean, in reality, Skyler did better in the playoff than Tua did
I mean, but
by
we
10
Well,
don't
we
want to
times.
talk about
actually,
that.
well,
They don't
we
want to talk about
actually,
that.
no, hold up. The offense did better. The offense did move the ball, but the performance be technically based on the statistics, because we went over this yesterday when we did the end of the season review. They technically had the same numbers. They both had one touchdown. Skyler had two interceptions versus Tua's one. The difference is that Skyler got more first downs, was able to get the ball down the field, and actually put our team into a field goal range where we were able to get not one, not two, but three field goals in that game. Plus, the defense did score one as well. So the team stood up. Team stood up. The offense stood
Well,
up, and it wasn't even all this type of offense either.
and really, it came down to the last play, and that was a McDaniel screw up.
Look, man,
McDaniel, yeah, that was a
we can't
McDaniel.
keep blaming McDaniel, yo. McDaniel has done wonders with this offense. He
Puff
has,
the Magic Dragon, Kenna.
huh?
If he would have been paying attention and time managing in those last 4 minutes we had, we would have been golden. We would have
Yeah,
had the right play so
yeah,
that we
true
were able to
indeed,
go ahead and
Well,
get that first.
true
yeah, and he
indeed.
also forgot what down it was.
But when your quarterback is not commanding attention like that, then of course things like that is gonna slip your mind. That's what your quarterback is there for. We don't. I don't have enough time to relate
It's a
to my
seventh
teammates.
round rookie. You're supposed to extra be paying attention if you're the head coach.
Well, you talking about that playoff game last year? Then yeah, I understand
Well,
that. I
that's
was
what we
mainly
were
talking
talking
about.
about.
Yeah, I was mainly talking about a lot of situations this year with his play calling
No, we were
and
talking
time
about
management.
No, 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 no.
last year's time management of last 4 minutes.
But
That's all McDaniel.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I,
yeah.
but I tell
Not
you what, if
paying
we can get
attention.
Harbaugh, I'd take him.
I mean, but then again, Mike McDaniel was a rookie at the time, so we had a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback at the time. So how much
Well, if we're
criticism
gonna
can you
blow it
give?
up, then we don't need
And
Harbaugh.
our offense still was able to move down the field and get 24 points, by the way.
And at the same time, like I was saying, just saying, we don't need Harbaugh if we're just gonna blow it up. You know what I mean? Why waste his time?
No, because he's not coming here anyway. Because if
Nah, it ain't
anything,
not with the
if he doesn't leave Michigan, I mean, if he decides to leave Michigan, then he more than likely he's going to what's
Chargers.
that? The Chargers. Yeah, that's where he's going.
so why would you think he's going to the Chargers then?
You never know, really, but at the
I
end of the
mean,
day,
he could come here because him and Vic are good friends. I mean,
Yeah,
him and
Ross.
Steve Ross.
Ross,
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
did both
but
Ross.
Michigan guys.
being the situation we in with this salary cap, he's not going to have many opportunities to make his move and get what he wants.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
I mean Harbaugh might even blow it up.
If
I
Harbaugh were to come in as a head coach, he's blowing this team up. There's no way he's not.
yeah,
I
and,
don't
and
foresee
Tour
this man not blowing
Tour
this
will
up.
be gone.
Yeah, that's what I
Tour.
was about to say. Because if we do bring in Harbaugh, what you think he gonna think about Tua?
Oh, he's
So
gone.
Tua gonna be out the door. Tua will be out
Especially
the door.
coming from a quarterback which he had in Colin Kaepernick when he was last in the NFL.
But
So
unfor- but
I'm thinking we can
mm,
X Harbaugh out. We can X him out because we just ain't got everything lined up for him to come.
exactly, because look how Fangio just left us.
Yeah,
That sends an indication around the NFL about coming to the Miami Dolphins.
yeah, like
Yep.
it's giving a bad message to everybody else. Now when it comes down to it, all the good players gonna look at it like you go to Miami, they just gonna waste your career. Look at what they did to Tyreek. Look what they did to Jalen Ramsey. Look what they did to Brandon Chubb,
hmm Not only
X,
that,
Xavier Howard.
another thing too is that we're not utilizing some of the talent we have on this team. It's a lot of
Like
talent
Nick
on this
Needham.
team. We're not utilizing them. We're putting all our eggs in the basket as far and don't. When I say this, I'm not putting down Waddle and Tyreek and some of the other players, but we got additional players that we should have been utilizing as well. Because when you look back at the season as the seasons progressed, the teams were catching on to Tyreek and Waddle and we haven't used our tight ends. We haven't used Claypool. Why we brought Claypool in?
I mean,
We got to
well,
utilize these players
you
on both
already know
sides.
you already know the reason why we ain't using our tight ends and them other playmakers. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know why,
I
but
mean, we have a limited quarterback, and you know,
exactly. But see, here's the thing about that, Ken. Because of that, that's why these teams had caught on to how to play them. Some of these teams are already ready. The guy, what's that guy name? That's what the
Sneer.
doggone who he said?
Sneer or Snide, something like that from Kansas City.
Right. It was a guy who was on ESPN and he used the word tell as far as describing how they were
Oh,
prepared
oh.
for our team when we played them.
I
And
thought you
he said,
about the. I thought you were talking
yeah.
about the guy that manhandled Tyreek.
no. This
Oh,
guy, what's that guy's name?
hey
I'm trying to remember.
man, get off Tyreek, man. That's my dude, man.
He put him.
No,
He
no,
put him
no.
to the
I'm
ground
trying.
and said, "Stay there, son."
Hey, he did handle the business though. Hey, he did. Tyreek was standing there cold in a little mug, yo, for real. You can see it in him. He said,
Oh
"Here,
no,
hold
I
that."
love Tyreek. I mean, don't get me wrong, but that was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was embarrassing for Tyreek. I know he felt some type of way. The way he got up
Oh,
and
you
pushed him
know.
back, you know he did. That
In
was
Hell yeah.
fact,
embarrassing to go through in Kansas City.
And not to do it just
who
once.
was that? It was a linebacker or defensive back with the Ravens that was on ESPN talking about that said they had the tail on the Miami Dolphins.
I
That's
mean, it's been
They say,
out. The blueprint
yeah,
been
but
out.
exactly.
yeah, they've already said that. The Chargers said it last year when they broke it down in that 17
Exactly,
minute
Miss
video.
Fans.
If y'all
Yeah,
didn't
it
see
was
that,
out
bro,
last
go
year.
go to the social media. They literally broke down the Dolphins, and you're like, oh my god, what are we doing? We have to play such a limited offense. I wonder why. Like I
hmm
So
Well,
just, uh,
so this is my thing.
when you do
Everybody
small
always talking
screenplays
about,
all day,
but yeah, that's what I was about to get to. Everybody talking about Mike McDaniel can't adjust. You know, it like he sat down and looked at how many plays for Tua and orchestrated some plays for Tua to run. Now, for a head coach to sit down and do that, you can't tell me he doesn't have the ability to adjust. It's sometimes he probably couldn't adjust because of the adjustment calls for things that our quarterback couldn't do.
He's limited. We got a limited quarterback.
that should say it all right
you have a
there.
quarterback that's still developing. The problem is you cannot be. This is what people need to understand. You cannot be in a win now mode and also be developing.
Right.
Okay, to
You
your
cannot
point,
be
Miss Fans.
unless you
Yes.
got a CJ Stroud, unless you got a Jordan Love,
To your point,
you
to your
cannot
point, Miss
be
Venus.
in a win now or and also
You
developing.
get Justin Fields, see what happens.
Okay, now to your point, Miss Venus, we still got a quarterback that's developing, right? Don't you supposed
Mm-hmm.
to develop through? Don't you supposed to develop throughout the year instead of year by year? Don't
Mm-hmm. Or
like as
maybe
far as
aren't you
playing
supposed to
sport.
see bigger strides of
Yeah, you
development?
supposed to see. Yeah, you supposed to see strides in his development throughout the year. So you can see first half of the year he wasn't hitting that read. Second half of the year he started hitting that read. Last half of the year he started hitting another read. See, Tua wasn't doing that. We waiting for year by year for him to progress, which is backwards.
One little tiny bit at a time.
Yeah, I mean he only threw
That's
to like Waddle and Tyreek basically.
yeah,
That's it.
like Waddle, he should have had 10 plus touchdowns on top of Tyreek. That's just how
Well,
much he should have been hitting him in the head with both of them.
yeah, and then as far as Waddle, how many times did Tua get him hurt?
Oh,
Hey,
good
Every
God.
look, don't
single
talk
one of our
about that.
players, because
Don't talk
we
about
have
that.
midget receivers where he wants to throw 7 foot, 8 foot balls. Where when you did have a 6'6" guy with a vertical that can get you them extra 2 feet, what did you do? No, we got
Traded
rid
him
of him.
away.
We
hmm
got rid
And
of him.
and
But
Mm-hmm.
that's
you
what I
still
said
tell
Tua
me you
needed from the
can't see
jump.
over the line. You tell me you can't see over the line. But when we give you big receivers like a Robbie Chosen or like a Claypool
Chase
or like a
Claypool.
I'ma say
Claypool.
it Gesicki, you're gonna
Yeah,
try to tell me you
Devontae
can't
Parker,
see him?
even though he wasn't shit.
Cedric Wilson.
Hey man, remember this
Parker's a
is
bad
Excuse my
example.
language.
yeah PG man, keep it PG. No, don't tell me this, bro. Vonjo, are you messing with me? Is this for real? Is this breaking news, Vonjo? Tell me right now you're not messing with me, bro.
No, apparently it's being reported that Harbaugh is going to the Chargers.
I knew Stephen Ross was gonna
Mm-hmm.
flunk on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
I
being
have no
reported as
confidence. None. No confidence in this team.
I knew he was gonna do that, man. I tell you, boy, it's the same old Dolphins, year in and year
so.
out. I'm 39 years old, and I've been watching this for years.
You're probably going to see it start
Hey,
coming up on Bleacher Report. It's probably going to start popping up soon. It's being reported through Twitter. I
I'm
forgot who just
55.
reported it. Hold on one.
This you can't even make this. Bonjo,
See,
for real, man.
this is what I'm
I,
talking about.
I'm 55. So yeah,
Yeah. So with that
Oh
move
my
right there, on
god.
top of CJ Stroud doing what he's doing, how many more years have Miami just set themselves back?
Miss Finch, did you hear me?
we just
Yep.
need to blow
No,
it up.
I seen it right now. Oh my god.
Chefty's
Ian
reporting it.
Rappaport just got it.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, I
official.
just
Once
saw Ian
Rep
Rappaport
report
reported.
and yeah, when Chefty and Rep reported, them boys reporting it, it's official.
Wow.
This
This
is
Damn.
why.
is failure.
This
Stephen
is
Ross
why I
couldn't even
say
get his
This is
homeboy to come coach
absolute
for him.
failure.
exactly,
What is the
Kenny.
point of you having a
So I'm
business
gonna let you
owner,
guys have it.
of you paying all this money? Vonjo, you can't just dip like that, bro. This man, controversial. You can't just dip like that, dude. That hurts, man.
Hey, he dropped some
But
news and
you
left it
can
be.
tell me all these connections, right? And then we're just gonna go ahead and we're just not gonna utilize these connections to better our team.
I mean, that's Stephen Ross for you, man.
That's Stephen
Yeah,
Ross. That's what I just said. That's
That's Stephen Ross for you. He
it's
don't care
almost
about this team.
like Jerry Jones.
yeah,
He never.
yeah.
Man, he worse than Jerry Jones. I can respect Jerry Jones. At least he take charge and do it himself and stand ten
Right,
toes
right.
down
I
on what
get
he
yeah.
believe in. At least he do that. Stephen Ross don't even do that.
Right.
This is
Mm.
freaking. This is a
And then he's just going
failure.
to pass it on to a family member. So what? I mean, we're screwed.
Yeah, yeah, we screwed either way it go because he gonna keep the money in the business. That's what he look at Miami is. He look at Miami Dolphins as a gold mine.
That's
When he
it.
Oh
saw
yeah.
Tua, when he saw Tua and how much everybody was loving him, he saw dollar signs. He didn't
So
see
dollar
football
signs.
games. He saw dollar signs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
We can't have
and
a businessman as a team owner. That
and that's
doesn't
why
work.
we still have Tua
You can't even
because he brings in the money.
you can't even make this thing up no more, bro. I just posted it. This is legit. And thank you. Shout out to Vonjo, man. You the man. Thanks for
yeah.
giving us. We're reporting live, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news: Jim Harbaugh has officially signed and is the new head coach of the Chargers.
Oh, good grief. Yeah.
So imagine what he about to do with Justin Hilbert and everything. How they was
Oh
talking about he wasn't
man,
nothing.
you ain't
Mm,
lying.
That man about
mm.
to be right back on top.
Yep.
This is freaking.
I sure,
Oh
and
God!
I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping that we can
Don't let
Stephen Ross
this
can get
man
in here.
listen to me. Don't let this man take Herbert and
He is.
fix that
He is.
defense and
He is. They
sending them
don't
to
let.
the
He
AFC
about to.
Championship, bro. Because then I'm gonna have to say something that I already said, and I said this 2 years ago, and I'm like, I
Say it
don't
again.
please don't tell we got don't tell me we got the worst
Say
QB
it
in this
again.
draft.
Say it
Don't
again.
tell
Say
me
it
we
again,
got
Miss
the
Fields.
worst
Say it with
the
your
worst
chest.
QB in this draft. Don't tell me
Say it with
that,
your
please.
chest. Say it with
Because
your
see,
chest.
I just did. I just did. And you know what? I'm gonna have to do it. I just did a whole show on how this offense was so amazing, right? Number one in this, number two in that. Yeah, we dropped off in this and we dropped off a little bit in that. But guess what? When it matters most, where was this offense when we needed you in the playoffs? Hashtag
Uh-uh.
7 points.
Here go this.
Hashtag 7 points. Hashtag 4 Decembers. 4 Decembers. Not one, not two, not three. 4 straight Decembers, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this story, but we're still developing. And I'm all for the development if we're going to do it right. But what else are
I
we
mean,
supposed to do? As a
but
fan base.
when you developing, at what pace are you developing? Are you developing at a slow pace, a medium pace, or a fast pace?
This
We
is
saw a fast pace with CJ Stroud this year.
You know what? Everybody says when you're going to get. Well, who are you going to get? Every.
you can't
It
even
seems like
make
the past
this
three
up,
years
bro.
there's
Just get
been a. Sorry,
no, go ahead. I'm just talking to
I,
myself.
I was. The past 3 4 years there has been a star quarterback that ran. So everybody's saying not to get a quarterback this year. I'm sorry, you have to take that chance.
I mean, you have to. Like,
No.
you is really disowning the organization when you sitting on one quarterback. What kind of logic is that? And then you want to bring up somebody that doesn't challenge your starter. Like, you was hurting the team. I don't care how much you love an individual. You hurting the team. And everybody
Yeah.
talk about team this and team that. They ain't no team.
No, it's all Tua. It's Tua fans. They're Alabama fans,
Hope
You
that.
know what I
Yep.
mean?
You just said keep
And,
the
and
point
then
that
and then
man.
here go another thing. Here go another thing I don't think people looking at.
and he brings in money.
All four, is it four? Yeah. It's Matt Jones, Jalen Hurts, Bryce Young, and Tua Tagovailoa. All four Alabama quarterbacks is struggling.
Because they're not a quarterback. This is what people don't understand. They are not a quarterback school. Name me a
Exactly.
quarterback that was successful from Alabama. I will wait.
Exactly.
I will wait.
Exactly.
What?
That's
Hurts
why
Maybe
people
you got
never
somebody from
believed in
the
Tua.
80s, maybe? 80s, maybe? Maybe
wasn't
90s, maybe?
wasn't Hurts from
I mean,
Philadelphia?
Hurts starting to fall off right now. If you don't factor in his rushing numbers with his passing and everything, he's just an average quarterback.
Yeah,
Bro,
Yeah.
you can't even make
Mm.
this
All
up.
four
And,
quarterbacks from
and it's so
Alabama, man.
frustrating because
well,
we're the
but
ones that pay for it.
see, that's why
So,
I always say
so,
that just goes back to
ladies
what I
and
was saying
gentlemen,
before.
are we going to continue to take this?
Hey, hey, according to Tua
Go
fans,
ahead,
as long as
Lance.
Tua paid, we good.
Mm. Another one
Man,
falling
my
off.
heart just dropped when you showed that again.
Yeah.
I, uh,
And then I had a little
I
gleamer.
know because I need people to I need to remind people what happened. People can't
I'm
handle the truth.
I mean, if we were smart, we would do Tua the same way he did us in the draft. He took advantage of his best college year. We should do that with him. We should take advantage of his best NFL year and trade him for his highest value that he gonna get right now, and
Third
get what we
round.
gonna get for him, and do what we got to do from there. Because that's all Tua did was just take advantage of a good year.
But see, here's the thing, Kendall. Just like we
Uh,
had the opportunity with X Men, where we could have traded X Men maybe a couple years back,
We should have after
we
he got
should
them
have,
10
but we didn't.
interceptions. We should have shipped him.
Right.
Yep.
But see, we're
Yep.
gonna do the same thing with Tua. That's what we're getting ready to
Exactly.
do. Do the same thing with Tua. Hold
Well,
on to him
if you
until you lose value.
remember
Good.
when we had Tannehill and
Yeah,
Greer said, his biggest mistake with him was not
he was
bringing in
lying.
competition.
He was lying, bro. He was lying.
Yeah,
He
well,
was
he's doing the
lying, bro.
same thing.
Yeah, that's how you know he. That's how you know he was lying. He's doing the same thing now.
Yeah,
He was lying.
yeah.
Because if he was for real about that, after he okay, let's just say he did take Tua, and that next year he turned around and get another quarterback. I bet you this whole fan base would be cool because guess what? You showing that you're trying to fix it. Like Tua could have still been your guy, but if you would have drafted another guy that at least could have been in competition with him, you know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
mean, I understand we went and got Skyler, but they got Skyler just off of a humbug to try to shut the fan base up. It wasn't no real pick. It was just a pick.
Right. But here's the thing, though, Scholar. If I'm gonna say it again. He has the talent.
I mean, I like Skyler, bro. I get what
He
you're
has
saying,
up.
and you're
Well,
right.
no, no. Let me put it this way: he has upside, but what he
Yeah,
needed, what Skyler needed, was somebody to take time and help develop him. I know you can't really develop. I shouldn't say it. You should have took time
it
and
is
developed him
development because
along
this is a
with
different level.
with.
This is a different level, bro. So you're right. It is development. You got to be able to develop players. I don't care at what round you pick them. Now I understand that your first and second round supposed to be top tier talent, but that doesn't mean that you still doesn't have to develop them. You still have to develop
Exactly.
them in
I got a
certain
question for
ways.
y'all. I got a question for y'all. And answer me truthfully, bro. And I want to hear from all you guys. If we would have passed on Tua, let's say, I'm not saying necessarily we would have gotten Herbert, right? But I'm just saying maybe we
Right.
could have picked him up at the 16 because remember we had three firsts that
Yeah,
draft
like that
or
was the
the
test
two
right
first.
there, Miss
Let's
Fans.
say we would have
What you
gotten him at
talking about is the
18.
test.
You know what I mean? What?
What you
Because
talking
I
about is
don't
the
mind
test.
getting. I don't mind getting. You know what I mean? But let's say we traded back from that fifth overall and went to
Yeah.
10th. Or
So,
even let's say we picked up a defensive player. Let's get a tackle at that point. Don't ask me who specifically. I can think about it better. But let's say we picked a left tackle because everybody needs a left tackle, right? And we
but
decided to
what
then take Tua in 18. You think he falls all the way down to the 18th?
but what I'm saying is what you are
No, but answer the
displaying and
question,
saying.
Tina.
I mean, I'm about to answer your question. I'm about to answer. What you
Okay.
displaying and saying is that the organization is is scouting right. That's what you displaying. And we already know Miami ain't scouting worth for nothing. Because if they were scouting, they would have understood that, okay, let's look at two of big games in his college years. Uh, he faded away. He faded away. He faded away. Jalen
Hannah,
Hurts
At the
had
you
to
have
come
end.
to
in.
realize this. You can scout all you want. If your
Right. But you
if
got
your
to look at what
boss
translates to the
if your
NFL.
boss is telling you, I want Tua Tagovailoa, that's who you draft.
Hey, when that's where it becomes if you got a man that's standing in front of you or a little boy or a little girl in some cases. You know what I mean?
You
But
know,
to answer your question, somebody probably would have pulled the trigger on him. Somebody probably would have pulled the trigger on him. But then again, he could be
I
there.
don't think so. He
See,
would have
there
dropped
you go.
outside the 10 in my opinion.
So if we
Yeah,
would have
because
I
passed
think he
on him,
would have
everybody
because
else
of the
would have.
injury. Because of the
right,
injury.
because of that injury.
Everybody would
There you
it would have
go.
been a Bo Callahan situation.
and I always said never pick an injured player
Nah, you
your
don't.
first
Right.
round pick.
Yeah,
Not
because see,
Not
you
even
got
coming
the
out of
five,
college.
bro. Even at the end of the first, I still wouldn't pick him. But at least that's better than top freaking five. And that's the problem. See, we wouldn't be complaining like this with Tua if he was picked later in the first. Because hey,
Yeah.
listen, he's still a first round pick, but look, we didn't get him in the fifth. We saved that
But see, that's
money.
what he
We're
did
able to
though.
go in
That's
with
what he did,
development.
Miss Fans. He took advantage of a great statistical year. See, that's why everybody always throw the numbers in there because the
COVID
numbers are
screwed
looked at.
us.
and then
It
But
screwed us
and then the other
yeah,
because
thing that helped him
what
was
did it
that
though,
he beat out Jalen Hurts.
yeah,
guys?
yeah. And
That's the other
Jalen
thing
Hurts
that helped. He beat
transferred.
out
Like that's
Jalen
another
Hurts.
thing that helped. But then
Hmm.
again, there goes the question. To be honest, let's be real with ourselves right now. After experiencing him for 4 years, do y'all think he really beat Hurts out?
No. Who got him there?
I think let
Hurts.
me
And he got
can
hurt.
I yeah can I be honest with you guys? This
Hmm.
is the even more interesting part about this, all of this, that I think sometimes people don't realize. But even with Tua, right? And when I say COVID kind of screwed us because we couldn't put hands on him, we just essentially went off of a video and some other random dude that said, "Yeah, he's ready,
Exactly.
he's ready." What else is
Yep.
he supposed to say, right? But guess
Right.
what? We actually put hands on other quarterbacks because guess who was at the Senior Bowl putting hands on players? Huh? Do we not remember seeing Greer and seeing Flores, watching Love and watching Herbert? They put hands on
But
these
see,
guys. They saw what they saw,
Flores
but it was
was
Tua.
schooling. Flores was schooling Chris Greer at that
But it
time,
was
and Chris Greer couldn't take it. That's why
it
Chris
was
Greer ultimately got him
Tua.
up out of there.
No, it's because they chose Tua over Flores. That's why. He's trying
Nah,
to
that's
tell
yeah,
you
that's what
he
I'm
ain't the
saying. Yeah,
guy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He ain't the guy. Or if he's the guy, he ain't the guy at five, is what we're trying to say.
yeah.
Hmm.
Chris
But guess
Greer
Yeah.
was
what?
basically butthurt
But
when Flores didn't like his decision, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna fire you, and I'm gonna get what I want because I run this team, not you."
and really,
But people,
Tua choked on in the two championships.
what's up, Mountie? How you doing, sir?
What's up? What's
What's
up,
going on,
Bounty?
Miss Fans? What's going on, Miss
Remember,
Fans?
keep
What's
it
going on, y'all? How
PG,
y'all
keep
doing?
it PG.
Huh?
I said,
Oh
remember,
yeah,
guys, keep
yeah.
it PG. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, got
Be
you.
back to We're going to be
You
back
know
to
the
an
floor.
average defense.
Yep,
I,
yep.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious is where
We
the
might as
rubber
well go
really
get
meets the
somebody
road.
young. We might as well go get somebody young that match Mike McDaniel energy. That's who we need to go get. Somebody young that matches energy.
I'm not necessarily. I'm not too big on that. I like season.
I feel you,
I,
but
I
at the
I
end of
like
the day,
season.
we might as well go young.
Yeah, well,
It ain't
well,
gonna work out.
if
It
it
ain't gonna work out if we got somebody superior than our head coach. It ain't gonna work
well,
out.
I tell you what. If it's gonna be somebody young, he need to have an edge to him
That's what, yeah,
for real.
like something because if we got
Not
somebody
at all.
superior
You're
than our
not
head
getting
coach,
the
it's gonna
guys.
always
These
be
players
controversial.
can't handle it. These players can't handle it, is what we're trying to tell you. These
Well, if you get
players
rid of
can't
Yeah,
that
handle
one
having an
player,
actual.
you get rid of that one player, I think everybody else would adapt.
yeah.
If they
Well,
couldn't adapt to
see,
Flores and now they couldn't
the
adapt to
culture
Vic
of the
Fangio, Mount, what do you think they will adapt to someone else? That's the same.
What you about to say,
the
Monty?
culture of the league has changed so drastically to where is that Mr. Pope?
Yes, it is.
Is that Mr. Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, Monty. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. But yeah, the league has just gotten into a different culture. You know, the days of the Bill Parcells and the Tom Coughlins, the Jim Moras, you know, the Mike Holmgrens. You know, they don't. You got to be a kinder, nicer guy. You got to be their friend. You know, this is
Not to cut you
nonsense.
off,
You
bro.
know,
Not to cut you off, bro. But as why you saying that, you still got to understand it's still one mentality that is prevailing through right now. That is the old school mentality. That is a Cinderella story as we speak. And I'll leave it up that up to you if you can point that out.
You
yeah,
mean the
you know,
Detroit Lions, sir?
There you go, Miss
Is
Fans.
that
Ding,
what
ding,
you're
ding.
talking about?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Because I thought it was dead. I
No,
thought
what
it
was
was
that?
dead.
What you were saying, Bounty?
No, it's just that the culture has changed, and you have to have this iron fist with a velvet glove over it, cloaked it with with a velvet glove. So you can be hard, but you have to tread lightly. I mean, the players. You got the players association now, and it's the kind of gentler league.
But you want
Yeah,
to know
there's
how
no
you
accountability.
but you want to know how you understand that line. You can't come from soft and being hard. You got to be hard to understand that line you talking about.
Yeah, I
Because how you gonna know what's a breaking point until you reach that breaking point?
yeah. And then this thing of what I hear about Tua having this somewhat special relationship with Mike McDaniel. Listen, if Mike McDaniel is willing to hitch his wagon to this guy emotionally like that, his career, his legacy and career could be very well in jeopardy as well.
Yeah, but Mike McDaniel was just trying to get a job, bro, and I think he did everything in his power to get him a job.
I agree with you. I agree with you. This is a resume builder for him, especially
Exactly.
he's
Look, how,
he's a he's a
yeah,
he drastically improved to his game.
there you go,
Okay,
there you go.
he if he can win a Super Bowl, now he's in the same conversation with Pete Carroll and Sean Payton and
You know,
all of them.
this is his second year and two straight playoff appearances. I mean, to me, in my opinion, everybody talking about some why he keep running the ball. In my opinion, I think he's trying to show the world who Tua really is, so he can continue to keep his job. I understand this coming with a what you say. That's a double edged sword. I understand that, but at the end of the day, if he can withstand his end, then there we go.
So you mean to
I
tell
mean,
me,
Tua,
you mean
the
to
way I
tell
see it
me
right now,
that this man, hold up, Monty, hold on, give me 1 second. So you mean to tell me that it's better to highlight one player than go for a Super Bowl? This is
No,
why I
Miss
had an
Fans, it's
issue with
not.
that whole 2,000 yards MVP.
Nah, it's not. It's
I
not.
mean, you
It's
just
it, it's
practically
really
said that.
not. I said that, but at the end of the day, when you as young as he is, what they always say, you fake it till you make it, right?
Hmm.
I still think we should get Fields if they don't keep him. If McDaniel can improve Tua, he could definitely improve.
And see what I'm saying? There you go, right there. There you go, right there.
No, but here's the thing: the culture in the NFL is changing because you cannot really not the best quarterbacks to be successful are dual threat quarterback. Whether we like it or not, I like Tua as a person.
True.
He's a great person and what have
Yeah,
you. But you have to be a dual threat quarterback. Now, I'm not saying that he
hmm
can't be that because
I've been saying that for two, 3 years.
there's a chance that
But we knew
he
that was
could.
gonna happen when he put on that extra muscle.
Hmm.
That's why I say get
Yeah,
Justin Fields and have him
let
go
me finish.
we
under
we
McDaniels.
we saw this
Give him a
year.
minute because I want.
We saw this year what you need as a quarterback, where your level of play has to be in order to compete. This
Yeah,
year,
and
the Josh
unfortunately, we don't
Allens, the
have it.
Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons,
There you go.
the C.J. Strouds, the
It just
Jordan
Hmm.
Love, like
Purdy.
And I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you somebody
exactly.
else. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who probably would have rocked heads if he wouldn't have got injured. And that's Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
With the coach,
maybe
you
we
talking about
didn't
with the
know that.
coach?
But guys, we got hooked up, Joe. Let me get hooked up, Joe, here in real quick, guys. Thank you, Joe, for coming through. I appreciate you, man. What do you got on this? Because this just turned the tables for everybody. What do you got on this, man?
Can you hear Hooker the Joe?
No, I can't hear him. Can you
Hooked up
guys hear
Joe.
Hooked Up Joe? We can't hear you, man.
Is he on mute?
Well. I don't know. He's not on mute. He's off mute, but I don't know. Maybe it might be on his end. But anyways, let's continue here. This is just frustrating, guys, and I can't even believe we've been talking about this for three
Can
hours,
I
man.
can I ask a
This is just
question?
so frustrating, guys.
Can I
It
ask a
is.
question?
Go ahead.
Other than maybe Kenny Pickett, who in the AFC is Tua? Who is Tua better than any quarterback in the AFC, with the exception of Kenny Pickett?
Hmm.
That
I
should
want to
say it
say
all right now.
Statistically
dang.
Nobody.
speaking, they're not far.
Hold on, everybody just in deep thought. Hold on, everybody in deep thought. Let's give it a chance. Everybody in deep thought now. Give us a second. Let us think.
I'm just look. I'm just asking the question because look, if he
Maybe
can't win
Mac.
in December, you talking about Mac Jones?
Yeah, but
Okay,
I don't even want to really say that.
Hold up.
exactly. I mean,
Ho- that kid in Cincinnati did a little bit too, yo. Like
yeah, yeah, he good
I don't
too.
want I don't want to say better than,
And,
but you know,
and the dude in Cleveland did pretty good too.
you know.
Pat
Even
Look,
Will
White.
man,
Levis showed something. Even Will Levis showed something.
Pat
exactly.
White.
I
Yeah.
mean, Tua,
I, I,
he's like at the bottom. He's at the bottom of the list in the AFC quarterback.
oh,
Like
I know who we
he's
better than.
But he
Malik
has
Willis.
stats, though. He's got stats,
no, but
guys.
Malik Willis don't start. Malik Willis don't start. I knew you was gonna say a backup. I knew you were gonna say a backup. I knew you were gonna
That's what
say a
I was saying.
backup.
Pat White.
I knew
I
he
don't
was gonna
know.
say a backup.
Oh,
And see,
I
and that's
did
what I'm
name a
saying.
backup. I did name a backup. You just liked the first backup that I named.
I
The
listen. I
the kid
listen.
on Cincinnati was a backup.
I know it.
You,
Listen. All I'm saying is we listen. Tua right now. He is on the verge of me calling him a high grade backup quarterback.
hey, that's been the saying since. Oh man, you know.
Dude, he looks dude down the stretch. He looked I bet like a backup quarterback.
Yeah, like they should have
He
let
looked
him.
like Skylar Thompson.
They should have let him develop. They should have let him
Do
learn
not
behind
disrespect Skylar Thompson like
Fitzpatrick.
that, okay?
Yeah, talk to me like that.
Dude, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. As a man, as a man, you coming from college, one of the biggest collegiate programs in NCAA, you have to have somewhat inherent in you as a person as to what your value is and what you can bring to the table. Not listen. You're supposed to come in here and do your thing, not have to be consoled by coaches and coddled by coaches. No, that's not. No, that's soft.
Now
You need to know what you bring to the table.
I will say this about Tua though. I would like to see what he looked like as a right-handed quarterback. I will say that. I would like to see what he looked like as a right-handed quarterback. Now I know he still got some little malfunctions, and I always said if Tua learned how to read the defense, his style of play would work out. But he must learn how to read the defense first. If he go in that defensive room and he sit down and he understand defense, then I think he will have a better career.
I think what it is. I think his post snap reading is horrible. That's where teams get him because
You
We
know,
we messed up
when they
the
start
rebuild.
rolling their coverages.
yeah, because
Say again.
when you look at
Did we
him
mess up the
catch the
rebuild,
snap,
guys? Did we mess it up?
yeah, it was messed up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mess up the what?
Oh, they gonna hook up Joe.
I mean,
Hey, is anybody? Is
Hey,
anybody?
Joe, we finally can hear you. I was asking if we messed up the rebuild though. Did we? Can we officially say we messed it up, or are we still in the rebuild? Hmm?
As far as I'm concerned, the way this cap situation is, look, I think it's probably a lot of well-known people probably going to be on the move. I mean,
it's gonna have to be.
me pers- me personally, look, I would move on from Tyreek Hill.
Exactly. I
Yep.
mean, bite the bullet somewhere. Bite the bullet
You could,
somewhere.
you could, you could
Oh,
get
you
a,
got
you could,
to.
we could get a haul for him. We
You
need
know what I'm
draft
saying?
picks. We got holes to fill.
Bite the bullet somewhere.
Wilkins,
You bite the bullet
Wilkins,
somewhere, we'll be cool.
Yeah, we,
But
we need to move on. Get off that salary.
yeah,
Get
you
some
need to
draft
bite the bullet
capital in.
somewhere.
Get some
Okay,
draft capital.
in order for what you're talking to happen, right now the cap situation we have, we can't just dump everybody. I mean, everybody understands the cap. You can't just say, okay, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, and take like $80 million in dead cap. We have to. There's the reason we couldn't just instantly have everybody Fangio needed to have a defense is because you can't just swap everybody out. Just the rosters don't work that way. So if
Well,
we're
did
saying what
Yeah,
we
but
want to do,
if you take
didn't
some of that
Flores do
dead
the
cap
same
on
thing?
early, you can salvage something, right?
the question is, are we ready for a? I mean, if are we ready for a full reset here? If we're coming in next season, like say we fired everybody, Ross said, "I've had it. Everybody's fired. Get rid of everybody." Which would be crazy if Harbaugh has already taken the other job. I mean, that'd be really the only reason to do it. But I mean, that's what we're here. We're talking a hypothetical.
Well,
Um,
we could get Vrabel.
okay, so let's say we could do a complete rebuild. I mean, the idea that we're going to get a new um, head coach and change our players around and all of a sudden be an amazing team, better than 11 wins. I mean, we're going to have to take a hit, right? I mean, people right now are just completely insane over only winning 11 games and losing it in the playoffs. I mean, are we ready? If we win 3 games next year and we're heading for draft pick, is everybody going to be
I,
here going, all right, that's what we're looking for, man? Finally, that rebuild. Let's get our draft
So,
picks and fire
so let
but
everybody
me
it,
ask
else.
you.
but
I
So
mean,
let
are
me
you
ask
going
you
to
a
be
question.
here rooting the team on all the
Let him
same?
finish,
So
guys. Let him finish.
all the same. Listen. I'm a Dolphins fan from cradle to the grave. So I what my question is, how did Flo he rebuilt? He had almost a complete turnover.
nah, here
Yeah,
go a better
are you
question.
talking about Flo that had complete turnover? The guy that had
Yeah.
a 32nd ranked offensive line and promoted a guy that was in another position to take over the 32nd ranked
Well,
offensive line and fix
what do
it
we
with
have? What do
zero
we have
offensive
as
line
far?
experience? Is that the guy you're talking about?
What do we
Yeah,
I
I
do? We
mean,
mean,
have.
you just named a guy that's trying to figure it out. That's the kind of guy you just
but
put in my
actually, I
mind. A
came up
guy
here to
trying to
talk about
figure it out.
Fangio. I mean, the one thing
But
is when we're talking about Fangio, I came in here to see what we're talking about with Fangio, and what we're talking about is Tua. So I
yeah,
want to
but what?
find a hole
But
here, and what I want to talk about for a minute, the thing of the day, and what the title of this show is talking about Fangio. So can you just give me a couple minutes? I wanted to talk about Fangio, actually, if you'll let me.
well, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
answer your question, but you can go ahead.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Uncle Joe.
I
Let's
don't want to
let's
talk
let's
about
go
Tua. We
back
got a
to
whole off
Fangio
season. We're going to be talking
because
about
this is the
Tua and the
hottest new.
rebuild. But today, what happened was Fangio. You know what I'm saying? So my
I mean,
feeling
the
is
dude
this:
is
I've been
gone. The
watching.
dude is gone.
Well,
Monty, give
what
him a
I'm saying,
second. Let him get it.
I've been
Let him
watching
talk.
all day. I have not come up to any show all day long. I've been watching everybody lose their brain or whatever you want to say on a PG show over this, right? And making an indictment on the team. Our team soft. Our team sucks. I can't believe our team kicked Fangio out and all this other kind of stuff that makes it an indictment on our team when the Eagles just lost their defensive coordinator. I mean, he's most likely going to go fill that Philly DC spot and just make the lateral move and be in the place he wanted without it necessarily being an indictment on our team. Everybody instantly jumps down our team's throat on how crappy we are because I mean, I'm sad as all as we could be. I mean, our big acquisition from the offseason that was really doing great is gone. I'm not happy about it at all, right? But at the same time, I mean, we instantly assume the reason for it is because the players didn't like him and they kicked him out. It has nothing to do with the Philly DC job opening up and him wanting to make that move over to there, like they say it is. And that's just all I wanted to say about it. I've been listening all day long to people just crap all over our team over this and making an indictment and calling us soft. Yeah, we're soft. Give you that, right? But everything that happens on this team isn't because we're soft. And I'm not going to start yelling like everybody else has been, because it's ridiculous. Okay. And that's all I wanted to come on and say is that maybe it's not an indictment on the team. Just maybe one thing is not we kicked him out, but maybe it was like a
We didn't
legitimate
kick him
lateral
out though.
move that he wanted to make.
But
And it was
not,
his own choice that he wants to do this. I mean, he might be jumping off a rat jumping off a ship, sure, right? Um, but all day long it's just been a beat all over the team because we lost Fangio Day, and I just wanted one person to come up here and not crap all over the team and say maybe it was a lateral move. In this one case, we're talking about today's episode, not everything else, not Greer, not McDaniel, not Tua. We're talking about this one incident of losing Fangio. Maybe it's not an indictment on how crappy our team is. So I'm going to give one vote for our team's not the worst thing in the world, and y'all can go back to doing what you're doing. Fins
well,
up.
Joe, I appreciate you, Joe. And you know what? To your point, because I'm not gonna dismiss it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, obviously, you know what I mean? But one thing I will say, when you're made the highest paid TC and you're establishing your own guys, you don't think maybe perhaps you're looking at the cap space situation we're in, you're looking at the players we have and the players that we have to sign, and then the players that we actually need, that maybe perhaps you say, you know what, now, because where I would rather be is gonna be somewhere closer to home, which I am with you on that.
And able to win a
Don't you
Super
think this
Bowl
made
next
it?
year.
Don't you think this made it a little bit
Easily.
easier, knowing the fact that this team is in cap, it has cap problems in the players that we would need to be able to run his
Oh,
offense or defense,
absolutely.
sorry,
Oh, yeah,
specifically.
that's exactly what I'm saying. That is my point, is that between the cap situation we have here and what
So
the
he
future is
quit.
likely to be, and he basically quit on us and said, "Hey,
Okay,
I'm going to go back to Philly. I'm going to go fill in. I'm going to go where I can get them back to the Super Bowl." I mean, they took they if they won the Super Bowl and didn't get rid of their DC and that position wasn't open, Fangio would most likely be with us right
listen,
now.
and not necessarily, but take a
Well,
look
I
at
mean,
this.
we're all
If he quit,
speculating, so that's my
if
speculation.
if he quit, and you're contesting that he did quit, then you're just proving everybody else's point. You're literally proving everybody else's point to
What,
the
that we're
fact that
soft and we kicked him out
this
and
team,
we're a crappy team?
we didn't kick him out. He left
Well, that's
us.
what I've been
We
hearing all
signed a
day, is that we're
3 year.
soft and people don't
We
want to
are
hear what he
soft.
has to say. And that's why he left. And
Are
that's
you
what
not
I've been
seeing the
hearing everybody
players?
else say all day long. And I'm
Have you not
calling
seen how the
BS on
players
that one.
reacted? Have you
That's my
not seen how
point.
the
I'm
players
one
react?
vote that I'm calling on BS on that. Everybody else
Okay,
doesn't agree
fine. You
with
don't
me.
see the team as soft, no problem.
No,
Okay,
I
we
didn't
only had
say
two.
that. I said the
No, no, no.
reason Fangio left is not because we're a soft team. And every time something happens, it's more
Oh,
crap all over the team time. And I've been listening to it all day.
wait a minute.
So
So players coming out and saying or kicking rocks and whatever, that's got nothing to do with it, right? That they're probably happier that they're not in a stricter type of
no, I
defense.
think that whole narrative's a bunch of crap, actually.
Oh,
That's
well, you know what?
exactly the narrative that I think is
You,
baloney.
you're entitled to your opinion,
And so I'm
but
coming up here to
when you
say that.
seeing it,
Everybody else has been saying the other thing. So there's one person in this fan base that thinks that that whole line of reasoning is a bunch of crap.
1 second, Alex. So you think that right now that's not the case? Okay, fine, and
I
you don't
think
want
if
to
it weren't
believe
for the
that,
DC
but
job for the Eagles, Fangio would be here today. I think everybody's making more of a gigantic friggin', you know, big deal out of something that shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, the
so
DC
Well,
this isn't
job
a big
came
deal.
up.
So you're saying he just left for a better opportunity just cause?
I'm saying there's a bunch of factors, and if there weren't that opportunity, he wouldn't be gone.
What
That's
if the
exactly what
factor
I'm
is the
saying.
players didn't want to deal with such strict
What
restriction?
if? But what if that DC position didn't come open? I've been hearing an indictment all day long about that. Well, what if the DC position didn't come open? Would Fangio be gone? Does anybody
Okay,
want to speculate on that?
if we
I,
had
I
the
mean,
cap hell
bro,
like
you
we were
just
talking about, if we just which you alluded to and you said, yeah, right now we're gonna not be able to get the players that he wants. This is a losing organization based on that alone. Not being able to have the opportunity to do it. You mean to tell me he couldn't go to the Chargers, even if Philadelphia was not available? You don't think there are other DC positions he
I
could
don't
have
think he
had?
would have went to the Chargers. No, that's exactly what
I
I'm
just
saying.
picked a
I
random
don't
team.
even
bro,
think he
like,
would. I don't
listen
think
to
even with
listen
Harbaugh
to what
going
you're
to the Chargers,
saying,
he
bro.
would want to.
You are
He
excusing you
wanted
are
he
excusing a lot
wanted
of facts right
Philadelphia.
now.
Guys, one at a
You
time.
are
One at a
excusing a lot of facts right now, bro. The fact that he came in here preseason and already said that he didn't have the players he wanted, and secondly, for the end of the season to hit, and we are having salary cap problems, you are ignoring two blatant facts that this man is not going to be able to get what he wants so he can succeed like he want to succeed. Now, he probably sees somewhere else, like
Well,
you
I'm not
said,
ignoring that fact.
Philly.
I just said that was one of the reasons he left just a minute
I
ago.
mean,
But maybe I'm
we
not
are talking
communicating properly
hypothetically,
here.
but at the same time, hypothetically, you just can't ignore blatant facts.
I'm
There
not.
is
I'm
no
saying
facts.
that was a
There is
factor.
no what facts is everybody talking about?
Alex, hold 1 second, Alex. I'm gonna bring you in right now.
No,
But
go ahead and bring in Alex because I'm
no,
pretty
I
much
am.
done. I mean, I don't want to talk in a bunch of circle, and I know nobody agrees with me on that. I just want to get up here in case
No,
anybody
it's just
cares. There is a
the only
fan that
thing
thinks that
probably
this
people
isn't
don't
an
agree.
indictment on our team, and it's 100% a Eagles DC position came open, and everybody's
Okay, well,
freaking
it's not
out.
100% on that because if you agree to the fact that
Well,
not
nothing's
having the cap
100%. I
to,
said there's a lot of factors involved. I said
you
if that
literally just
DC
said it was
position.
100%, Joe.
Okay, and I was wrong. I'm
Okay,
correcting myself. I'm saying
all
that
right.
if the DC position didn't come open, he wouldn't be gone. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
that's all right. Alex, I'm gonna let you come in right now because you didn't get a chance to talk about the breaking news. But I do understand, I guess, when it is a major difference. I just I cannot agree with the not being an indictment on our team. Like that's just it's an absolute if you have a good thing going, you're not gonna leave no matter what position is going on. But that's my personal opinion. But I still respect Joe and love his support. It's just I can't agree with that not being an indictment on it. How is it not an indictment? But go ahead and go over Alex and please everybody, let's give him some time to go ahead and get his point on the fact that we had Vic Fangio quit on the Miami Dolphins.
Miss Fins, I love you, by the way, and I have a lot of respect, for you and all that. But I have to respectfully disagree with you on that, on the indictment on the team. And I'll tell you the reason, why. Vic Fangio wanted to go home.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
he has family in Pennsylvania, a lot of family in Pennsylvania that he wanted to be closer to. That was the main reason why they parted ways. That was the 100%, 1000% factor onto the reason why he wanted out of
What
Miami
reason?
is
I'm
because
sorry, it cut off for me. Say that again.
he
It
that
cut
was
off
the
for me. I
main
didn't hear it.
reason that he wanted he I'm sorry, he wanted to go back to Pennsylvania where he has family in Pennsylvania. That was the main reason why he wanted to go back to Philly. There's actually another factor to that. The second thing is he wanted the Philly job last year as well before they gave it to what's the guy that they fired this season, Desarney or whatever. But Desarney was already in place, and they had a good thing going with Desarney there. That's why Vangio never got the job because he wanted to be there in Philly. There was no other place he wanted to be but there in Philly. Okay, so nobody should be bashing the organization. Nobody should be bashing the Dolphins for this. It's just an unexpected move that hey, stuff happens. He just wanted to go home.
Okay.
And there's nothing behind. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with his decision to part ways to go home to go somewhere that he believes that way he could be close to his family, coach close to his family. this and that. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, all the Dolphins got to do is pick up the pieces, go find a defensive coordinator, bring in that defensive coordinator, get up to speed with this off season, and get back in caps, get out of the cap hell. Which I don't. I think everybody's is overblowing the cap thing because I with the way Chris Greer has done with this cap space, it's ridiculous. He's worked wonders with what he's done with the cap space. That's why I think that yeah, I have no issue with him creating cap space this offseason to get the guys that we need to make this team better. And I believe that this team is better than 11-6. They went from 9-8 to 11-6 this year. They improved in the two. They improved in the two game aspect. Now, granted, they didn't have the success that we wanted. Fangio didn't have the success that he wanted with the defense. Hey, it's okay. The third year, I believe, is going to be the year.
Mm.
So that's all. And he just
So
wanted to
in
go
order, so
home.
Alex,
Hold on, Monty. Hold on. Let him finish.
No, no, I'm
Um.
I'm I'm good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Before Monty, before you go, because I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you cook real quick. I need to say this. So, Alex. So him wanting to go to Philly, which hey, everybody's entitled to, it's work wherever you want to work, especially in the state of Florida. You know what I mean? But so you don't think it's an indictment that yet again, just like players do when they come here, get paid a bunch of money. And then go and retire right onto so you mean to tell me being used by Vic Fangio, if that's what you guys are saying, then being used for the 1 year he had to wait for them to do it. So that means that he never took us serious. Is that what you're saying? You're telling me that we're just a
Maybe,
stepping stone, and that's
maybe,
not an indictment
but
on
they
this
didn't
team.
know. They
That's
did
not
not
an
know that
indictment.
the Sarcini was going to be
Oh
fired.
my god, bro, that's not an indictment on the team.
That
I don't
no,
know
that's
what
not an
is.
indictment. That just stuff happens. They mutually part of ways.
Well,
That's crazy, yo.
I
That's
can't even
crazy.
say that. But let
They
me
they
let
they they
Mountie. Let me
mutually
let
part of ways.
Mountie
I
say
think this
something.
organization. I think this Dolphins organization. You know, everybody. In my opinion, I think everybody just wants to make up a narrative that this Dolphins organization is dysfunction because that's just a made up narrative that people like to put out there.
How is
That's
this
just
defense?
that's a made up
How is
narrative.
no, bro? I can't let you do that. How is
That's
this
a
team
Right,
functional?
bro.
How is this team
it's
functional,
not
Alex?
dysfunctional
How
because
is it functional? How is it
they haven't had a
functional?
losing season since 2019.
How is it functional? How is it functional then? If
They
that's
haven't had a losing season
so,
since
your only
2019,
measure is that we've had a winning season the
and they
last 2 years.
slipped the playoffs twice already. They've been in the
That's
playoffs
your
twice.
description of not
How
being
long
a
have we had our head coach? How long have we had our head coach?
This is going to be the third year that we've had our head coach.
And you call it functional?
The first coach didn't work out. Oh well, you move on. You try to find somebody else. You bring in a guy to
Okay, okay,
McDaniel.
okay, okay, okay. You're right. You're
McDaniel has
right. You're
approved
right.
this team.
You're right. You're right. You're right. But how many years this organization been in the NFL? And how many coaches have we had?
Now,
So,
Alex, let me let Monty get in real quick, guys, because I know Monty wanted to get in. Monty, go ahead and get in here because I'm gonna bring Esther up, and I want Esther to get into this afterwards. So, Monty, go ahead. You got the floor, sir.
no, well, the only thing I was saying is, the hype, all the hype about about Fangio departing and leaving, whatever. I was hearing, early in the season that Fangio wasn't too, I don't know, something. He just wasn't too thrilled being in Florida or being down here or working, whatever. Something was going on. He wasn't really too thrilled about being with this team or down in Florida or to that effect. And then I also heard that there was some kind of rift between McDaniel and Greer also, and those were back channels. So, and then thirdly, you know, the reason we were one and done in the playoffs and lost three straight down the stretch is not due to lack of defense. It's inferior quarterback play. Horrible quarterback play. Horrible. So that's what for the defense. I'm not really too worried about it too much. We need to get our quarterback situation straightened out. We need an all weather quarterback. We need a quarterback that can use his legs, use all his faculties to facilitate wins. We saw that through this playoff series right here. Like this is what it is. And I asked the question earlier. Who in the AFC is Tua better than other than Kenny uh, Pickens? And nobody really had an answer. So this is what we have to deal with. I mean, we pay this guy. This is what we're gonna have to deal with for the next 4 or 5 years. So I'm out. I'm out.
Thank you, Mounty. Go ahead, Esther. What you got on this real quick, man? Because I have to wrap it up. I got a show at 8 with color, and I need to get that. What's
Man,
up, Pamela? How you doing, girl?
salute to y'all. Salute Pamela, everybody. Man, I think Mounty said I feel a lot of the same sentiments. I felt like it's just it's a tall task to for a guy that you're hearing that is wanting a head coaching position. That resume ain't gonna look too good when You've you had hard fought losses in every game this year against anybody that was of winning caliber or a playoff team. We basically went 1-5, 1-6, and the team that we beat was a team that's got the same identity issues that we have. It wasn't like it was an accomplishment. I mean, it was nice to beat the Cowboys, but was it really an accomplishment? Because they're basically a mirror image of us. They couldn't win on the road. So, and I mean, when you mix, you know, the fact that we got all these players leaving with lingering injuries, guys that are going to be out for a while, going into this, this next season, and you got this quarterback that just can't get his head out of his butt to like step up to the plate. You know what I mean? Or say something. He mentioned that these all these motion stuff took too much time for him to be able to audible. Well, you need to at some point have some kind of balance and let McDaniel know that. Like, you don't do that, like, when you're at the point of no return, and we got to the point of no return. So, man, I mean, I don't blame Fangio for leaving, because the resume just ain't gonna look good, in South Beach when you got a quarterback like this that you know, there's no excuses. We gave him everything. There's no excuses. We had a loaded roster and first round exit and we lost sole possession of the division. I mean, it's just like falling flat on your face. This is like, man, you can say all you want. I understand we got issues on defense, but I believe the other side of the ball has a lot to do with this as well, because you just can't compromise for a guy that can't, at times in tough games where you can't even get a first down, you can't move the ball. Like, shouldn't be that. You got a high powered offense. You got an offensive line that was makeshift all year, and they still got stuff done for you. They were still opening holes in the run game. There was pass protection. I know that we had, our penalties, but man, everybody gave you enough to get something done. And man, I just don't see how people just look past. Like, I'm not saying get rid of Tua, but man, you gotta say something and put the blame where it needs to be put. And man, this was a man. Look where we're at. We can't even. There's so many players we can't even bring back, and it's going to be a tall task next year. No matter how easy the schedule looks, to get this team to the record that they were this year, if he does not take a massive leap and make this offense the high-powered offense it needs to be consistently, and not just against scrubs, because we're going to need that, because this defense ain't going to be able to hold up anymore when we're consistently doing three and outs. Like, they're going to going through they're going to have growing pains and need to go through a growing process, and that offense has to be high powered consistently next year, and especially against teams that are good. They still got to get it in the end zone and get us some touchdowns, and stop with these interceptions and turnovers in important games. Like, it's just, there's no excuse. The blame, I say 50% of the blame for Fangio leaving is Tua. I don't care what nobody else says. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't see why nobody else is saying this. There's not enough. I agree with Mountain, but there's not enough people like us that are saying this. It's like nobody wants to release that out of their mouth. I don't know what's wrong with this community when they won't just say it out of their mouth what the truth is. Like, we are not a good football team, because a good football team wins against wins tough games. We won no games tough this year. We're not a good football team. We have an identity crisis in Miami, and that's a shame because man, it just goes to show you can load a
I
roster with
just
as much as talent as you want. If you can't coach, you ain't worth it. I mean, you're just not. And that's exactly what happened in Miami this year. We do not have coaching in Miami that is good enough for this roster. Period. Point blank. You can say what you want. We can go into the season with McDaniel, but right now McDaniel is not it. He is not the answer.
I don't even know about all that, man. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming up here and saying that, man. I gotta shut this down because I got a show coming up. But it's just frustrating no matter
So,
what, ladies and gentlemen. It's frustrating no matter what. At the end of the day, we shouldn't have to be dealing with this. And this mere fact that we are is just ridiculous, in my opinion. And and no offense to Joe, no offense to Alex. I love both of you guys, but the fact that you have this team, the fact that you're dealing with what you're dealing with, having so many cap issues, and now on top of that, you have, even if he left because he wanted to leave, it's still an indictment because it means you weren't a good enough team to keep the highest paid DC in the room. So even if it was because he wanted to go and play back home or coach back home, which I can take that. But then that means that it's straight up still an indictment on his team that was just not good enough. He sees the writing on the wall. And now we're just gonna have to deal with it. But guys, the conversation is gonna continue tonight when Color Night come in through for League Wide Wednesday. We're gonna talk about this because obviously this affects the entire league in so many ways. But I want y'all to come back. If you guys can do me a favor, it's gonna be 8 o'clock. It might be 8:15. It's 8 o'clock, but I'll probably have to push it to like 8:15, guys. But I appreciate you gentlemen being up here. Everybody that came up here, thank you so much for coming through. Kenna, I appreciate you, man. Hopefully we'll see you in a little bit. Mountie, the same thing. Essa, the same thing. I'm just gonna drop you guys back. I appreciate all of you guys for coming through for sure. Any last words, Essa?
man, it's good seeing you, Jolie. That's it, man. And hope life is treating you well.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate.
congratulations on your show, and you keep doing your thing. I always listen, so if I ain't on the panel, I'm at least I'll listen while I'm working. So, all right,
I, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is just frustrating, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how you see it, you can't make this up. This is something that we're gonna have to deal with. It's just another problem. But that was your breaking news, guy. I didn't expect it to go on for 3.5 hours, knowing I had a show tonight too. But it's what happens when you're dealing with when you're dealing with things like this. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can figure it out. There will be a silver lining to this, but we just have to get it out today. There's nothing else I can say. We just gotta get it out today, guys. We do. Like it or not, we just have to get it out today. And guys, like I said, we have the show tonight. Come check out. Come check out again. Let me see here. Share. Let me get this. I'm dropping it here in the comment section. Go ahead and check it out. So you guys can see it. That's tonight's show, guys. So come back. Like I said, 8:15. We're gonna go ahead and make it happen. But I appreciate all you guys for coming through. Man, this is a bummer. This is a bummer. This is just gonna put us behind the eight ball again, even more. Three DCs in 3 years. This isn't good. No matter how you slice it. But I appreciate everybody again. Thank you for coming through. This was our breaking news. I still can't even fathom the fact that this is what we had to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Go check out on Tuesday. We had our Tour Tuesday end of the season review. Um, this morning we did our offense end of the season review. Tomorrow we also have our defense, and now this is gonna be even crazier of a show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. But go ahead and check it out, guys. I appreciate it. You guys are the best, and honestly, there's just nothing else I can say. This is just too frustrating. But I'll catch you guys at 8 o'clock, 8:15. But thank you guys. Take care and see you soon. Bye bye.